name is Aidan Kearney, also known as Turtleboy.
He is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I know.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom! What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my free Turtleboy hat's a little blurry there. That's okay. It says free Turtleboy on it. I think it's the green screen. But anyway, guys, welcome to the show. My name is Aidan Kearney. I'm your fearless host here. On Facebook, I'm known as Clarence Woods Emerson. You can follow me on that account. Go live there every morning. We do the bus stop lives and some random impromptu lives here. It's honestly easier going live on phone with Facebook, so I just do it that way. Old school turtle riders call me Uncle Turtleboy. Doc, I prefer doctor, though. That's my preferred pronoun, Dr. Turtleboy, because if Jill Biden's a doctor, so am I. It's amazing how many people just lately, new people are like, I am leaving this platform. How dare you disparage Jill Biden? She is a PhD, turtle. She's smart. You must be a Trumper. It's like, bro, it's just a joke. I just like being called doctor. I just like it because fuck it. I just tell people you're a doctor. See how much cooler you sound when people start referring to you as doctor, and you'll realize why Jill Biden wants to be called doctor. It's a very empowering pronoun. So, you know, she does. You're right. That's the joke, Gima. That's the joke, right? I don't actually have a PhD, but you know, if she, I don't know what classes she took. It can't be that hard. It's like an education, right? It's like I could have got one. I mean, whatever. So if Jill Biden's a doctor, so am I. It's a fucking joke. If you don't like it, you're free to leave. You don't. This isn't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. You can just get the fuck out of here and go to something. Yellow Cottage Tales could use viewers. There's a guy named Plevin over there. He would love it. the ratings are really low over there, so he could definitely use that. But anyway, some people call me daddy, which can be weird for some people. You're not required to call me daddy, but it's also not disqualifying. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp, unless the Celtics are on, which honestly, I'm feeling a sweep, which I don't think we're going to have any, like we're going to play what, Wednesday and win the championship Friday, duck boat parade, what, Monday, Tuesday? We'll see. Okay. So anyway, if anybody would like their messages read out loud, right? We don't have super chats here because I had the wrong opinion about Dr. Jill's husband's vaccine mandate a couple years ago. Wasn't a fan. And as a result, I was banned from getting monetary donations from you fine people. No biggie, though. We just built our own platform. It's called Turtle Chat. If you click at the link at the top, that brings you to something called Turtle Chat. Okay. And let me see if I got my emails here. Do I have it all locked up? Okay. Yeah, it brings you to something called Turtle Chat. Did it come up here? Did I get my emails? I should get, yeah, I'll get a notification when you send me a Turtle Chat. You can donate whatever amount of money you want, and then you can write whatever you want. I get the notification. I read it out loud to the class. Or you can cash at me at $UncleTurtleboy. I got a couple already. Let me read some here. We have Frank P. This is earlier in the day. He said, recently retired state police who can now speak freely. Proctor and his goon squad are all a bunch of Bush League hacks. Copland is crumbling. Long live Turtleboy. You know, thank you very much for that, Frank. I'd love to see more cops speaking out, especially state police speaking out against this injustice that is this, because there's just a lot of troopers who believe Karen Reed is innocent. And I said this on 𝗬𝗏𝗀. Remember their names. Please remember their names, because there's no amnesty when this is all said and done. Remember, there will be no amnesty. This is a litmus test. It's an easy one. It's an easy one, quite frankly. Like, it's the evidence is not only overwhelming that Karen Reed's innocent, that's without a doubt, but that the McAlberts are in fact guilty by default, because if she didn't kill him, they killed him inside the house, period. And it's a really, really simple one. If you cannot see that, if you cannot see that Karen Reed is in fact innocent, you're just too stupid. Yeah, I forgot to set up Rumble. It's just, you're just too sorry. Sometimes I forget to set up Rumble, but you're just too stupid to be. You can't be a state trooper. I mean, we just need smart people. You don't have to be a genius to be a state trooper, but you can't be that stupid. You're just too stupid to have a badge and a gun. You're just too dumb. Sorry, you're dumb. You should be mocked. You should be laughed at. Everything. Like, this is the simplest thing. And because you are so addicted to licking boots and sucking that thin blue line and saying, no, none of us who do this job could ever do anything wrong. You suck. You cannot be a cop anymore. You're a pig. Take off your uniform. Get the fuck out. That's what I think of you. Idiots. This is a really simple litmus test. That's it. You can't be a smart person and think Karen Reed is guilty. You can't. You're just a fucking idiot. And you should be mocked. You should be laughed at. That's what we should be doing to these people. It is, to me, it's an unacceptable opinion to believe that Karen Reed is guilty. It's just unacceptable, because you're either dishonest or you're intentionally intentionally supporting a corrupt system that lynches people, or you're just stupid. One or the other. It can't be. So, like, that's it. Enough of this. Like, oh, we can agree to disagree. No, we can't agree to disagree on this. We can't. You're a fucking idiot. End of discussion. Anyway, I'm getting a little fired up. So that's that. So anyway, thank you for that. We're one turtle chat in here, and I'm all fired up. Next one is from Carmen Boston Fire. Says, Dighton police officer, I'm your #1 fan. Nice. You're of the Dighton cop. If Proctor had any common sense, he should flip on the McAlberts. I also heard someone say 𝗃𝗵𝗂𝗃 is on the fence about flipping. Is that true? Again, I don't know. Don't appreciate the donut, Carmen Boston Fire. I have no fucking clue, and I don't do internet rumors. Thank you very much. Nicole Johnson sends $25 with the comment. So So anyone saying that you're intimidating witnesses, ? I've been in true crime for a minute. Not one single person ever once judged Nate Eaton for hunting her down in Hawaii, sticking a mic in her face and asking her what she did with her kids. Is that 𝗺𝗏𝗏? Was that 𝗺𝗏𝗏? Is that who that did? Yeah. Again, in the true crime community, people have been doing what I've been doing for years. Look at Brian Laundrie last year or a couple years ago. The people that went to his house, like camped outside and shit with pitchforks. Right. And he wasn't arrested for anything. He wasn't, I mean, he killed Gabby Petito, but he wasn't arrested for it. He was never charged. Lord, I mean, when Aaron Hernandez was on the run, remember when Aaron Hernandez was like on the run for a couple days there? He hadn't been charged with killing Odin Lloyd yet. And he was just kind of, and like cameras were following him around everywhere because everyone knows Aaron Hernandez did it. So, you know, enjoy the freedom while you have it. So there's that. Okay. It goes on to say, sticking a mic in her face, asking her what she did with her kids. Anyone judging you for that can stick that in their pipe and smoke it. It's been amazing watching you grow. I hope you inspire other journalists to stand up to political crap, investigate, and speak truthfully. It's why you've grown so fast. Sadly, it's a lost art. Thank you very much for that one, Nicole. Nicole and Wes Roberts send $10 and say, my criminal justice students have been very enlightened by your journalism. You are gaining turtle riders in Oklahoma. All right. Tulsa Turtles. Thank you for your dedication. I appreciate that. The Roberts, Nicole and Wes Roberts, I believe that was Nicole and Wes Roberts. Thank you, Nicole and Wes Roberts, for that. Don't know. Next one. We have Mary sends $10 and says, as you said on Howie, these are high school meatheads, disgusting, waiting for Karen's freedom. And we're going to get into that. This 𝗕cie character. Oh, another one. They're all pigs, huh? They're all pigs. All these troopers on this list, they're all pigs. They're disgusting, these animals. That's what I call them. They're fucking animals. I hope they're ashamed of themselves. They're a disgrace to the badge. And you know what? They probably fucking liked me for years. They're probably like, oh, Turtle Boy backs the blue. Fuck BLM, they said. Oh, this guy backs the blue. He's got our back. I don't back you. I back, you know, a lot of good cops. Not you scumbags. You pigs. That's what you guys are. You're a bunch of animals. 𝗕cie, you fat fuck. You donkey lips motherfucker. That's what you look. You look like donkey lips. All right. Next up, we have here Kim Stevens sends $50 and says, I've been hashtag free Karen Reed since day one because of you. Keep doing what you do and fuck the haters. Well, thank you very much, Kim Stevens. I appreciate that. Jojo C sends $10, says, if it weren't for you, Karen Reed would be sitting in jail. Thank you for exposing Norfolk County. Can't really agree with that. Karen Reed would not be sitting in jail because if not for me, because she wouldn't have had a trial yet. She's out on bail. So that's one thing. But two, I can't, I mean, this is an easy one. I'm glad that she got great representation, and she's going to win. I feel like a public defender could have handled this one, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, nothing against this. This whole thing came with all the bells and the whistles, right? Alan Jackson and David Yannetti and Liza Little. It's been a great theater. I feel like it's an easy one. Although, I mean, Karen kind of did it all on her own. Like, let's be honest. She's the one that she just went on Facebook. I mean, 90% of this case was solved on Facebook. She just went on her Facebook account and was like, wait a minute, these people are posting pictures with each other and not giving a shit. And now Tim Albert Fredo over here is posting threats. Screenshot that, screenshot, download that. When I went to write about this last April, there was a motion written 6 months prior that called out all these Facebook posts and stuff. And I go on, it's still there. They just didn't care. They just didn't care until I wrote about it. And then they all take it down. So, man, we got a big crowd tonight, huh? How many people we got here? How many people we got already? 8,000. We're cracking 10 tonight. Tonight's the night, guys. We're cracking 10 because we got Proctor to get to. So let me bang through these turtle chats. Penny sends $10, says, I still can't believe that not one ring camera on Fairview Ave was working that night. Oh, they were. Please help me understand. They were, Penny. They just didn't ask for them. So thank you much. Courtney E sends $5 and says, would it be worth flying out for the 28th? Do you think the celebration will start before then? Thanks. I have no way of knowing. Looks like the schedule next week is only 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. That's the only things on the docket right now. And that brings us to the last week of June. So there we are. I don't know what's going to happen again. Oh, yes. Also, prayers to Sean McDonough, lost his brother. I made a post about it. Tragic. So shout out, thoughts and prayers with our boy Sean McDonough out there, Sean on the golf. Next up, we have here, let's see. Eileen sends $25 and says, Proctor is a pig. Thank you. That's why there was pig DNA. I swear to God, on that swab, on the shirt swab. Thank you for exposing the absurdity of this case. My pleasure. Lena sends $10 and says, been looking forward to this all day. Being unwell myself, hearing Proctor's comments about Karen made me sick. I can't wait for Jackson to destroy Proctor tomorrow. Hope you are all well. Hope you're all well. Okay, thank you very much. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got it. Remind me to, I got the funniest picture someone sent me earlier. I'll share it later. I got a bunch of stuff I got to share later. And the latest insanity from Grant, which is really Liz Proctor. We got to get to that. We have so much to get to tonight. It's going to be wicked fun. Okay. Hold on. On Facebook. Okay. Facebook. No, not time. Okay. Send on Facebook. There we go. All right. We've got a couple cash apps to bang through here, and then we'll get started. First up, we have got a few here. Samantha sends $5. No comment. Thank you, Samantha. Melissa sends $5 with no comment. Thank you, Melissa. Rachel sends $10 and says, my sister Shy and I will be at your verdict party. Can't wait to meet you, Rachel. It's going to be dope. The verdict party is going to be dope. Melissa sends $5, says, you're amazing. Oh, thank you. You're too kind. You're an inspiration. I appreciate that, Melissa. Bridget sends 10 and says, tell us about the guy banned for pushing Karen. So I have to confirm this is 100% true. This is just what people in the Reed camp have told me. And like I've noticed that Carl Dougal has not been there in like a month. And sources have told me that he's banned. I do need to confirm that for court officers because he posted yesterday that he's not banned. So we need to check up on that. Carl's the guy. I used to escort Carl to his car at every hearing so that he was not, because he's scared. You know, I don't want to make him. He's a Boston police detective. He's a disgrace to the Boston Police Department. He's also racist. He cost the town the city of Boston $12,000 because he arrested the wrong black guy because he thinks all black guys look alike. Look him up, Carl Dougal. He's a disgrace. And John O'Keefe is looking down from heaven, and he fucking hates Carl so much. Like, I hope Carl knows that. Like, Carl, we get it. Like, you know, you think that you cared about John and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. But just know John actually hates you. Like, John hates you from heaven, hates you. You're a disgrace to John. What you're doing to Karen Reed, he hates you for that. So there's that. All right. Thank you, Bridget. Sharon sends $10 and says, thank you from West Boylston, Mass. Oh, my neighbors for being you. I appreciate that, Sharon. Okay. Need Facebook name again. I'm new here. Bridget said, my Facebook name is Clarence Woods Emerson. Welcome to the Turtle, Bridget. Derek sent $25, says, why no still photos of the taillight before it's towed? I know. And I used to valet cars. Like we wrote down damage of cars when we valeted them. The tow truck drivers don't do that. Isn't that standard? You would think. I don't know. Vanessa sends $15. It says, my mom is new to Turtle. Can you shout out to Debbie? Shout out, Debbie. Welcome aboard the Turtle. Moms love me. I appreciate that very much. Jennifer Lacey sends $40 and says, this is all because of you. Don't stop. Well, I appreciate that. Definitely the pomp, you know, the theatrics outside of court and the support and I'd like to think I started this whole thing. I don't organize those or anything like that, but I definitely, I'll take credit for building the movement. Thank you. Shelby sends $10 with no comment. I appreciate that, Shelby. And do we have any more turtle chats here? Or can we get started? Let's see. Okay. Maggie sent $5 and says, Proctor's wife deleted her LinkedIn 2 days ago. Bob Brown sends $50, says, no one has been steadier and more unyielding in the pursuit of justice than you, Turtle Boy. Oh, thank you. You're such a warrior. Okay, I accept that. People go up and down on principles. You never do. We all owe you a debt. God bless forever, Bob. I appreciate that, Bob, very much. Mark sends $20, says, you have to thank my wife, Jade, for reminding me to watch you tonight. You are truly an amazing reporter. You guys are too nice. You guys are too nice. Thank you very much. Lisa sends $10 and says, and so thank you, Jade. I appreciate that. When Lisa sends $10 and says, when the court predicted Sweeks 8 weeks for trial, was it based on a 5-day work week? They only predicted like 6 weeks, not 8. But yeah, I don't know how that works. Kevin sent $5, says, did you hear Canton is putting speed bumps on Fairview to slow down the turtlers? I did hear that at the select board meeting tonight, which was interesting. Tim sent $25, says, you're doing a great job, Turtle Boy. Learned about you listening to Howie. Nice. Now I'm hooked. Howie is all in on this shit too. Howie loves it every day. I'm the Canton consultant on there. It's great. Angie sends $25, says, do you think we're going to find out more surprising things from Proctor tomorrow? Yes. I've been told from an extremely reliable source to expect quote unquote bombshells tomorrow. Bombshells, because we haven't even gotten to the suicide text message where he says that he wants Karen Reed to commit suicide. We haven't got, if the other ones are bad, wait till that one comes out. I can't believe he actually agreed to go on the stand. Cynthia sends $50, says, keep bringing the noise. Karen Reed is innocent. Yes, she is. Appreciate that. Jen sends $10, says, thanks you for all you do, doctor. I can't believe how hideous Proctor is. An absolute disgrace. Can't wait for Jackson to light a fire tomorrow. You're amazing. Keep up the great work. Yes, it's going to be fucking dope when Alan Jackson takes that stand tomorrow. I can't wait. Frank Good sends $10, says 30 years law enforcement. Every law enforcement officer I know who's actually following the case knows it's a frame job and are more disgusted than you are. Great hearing stuff like that. At this point, Lally is just intentionally destroying Proctor, calling Dighton cop, showing the red tail light with minimal damage, and oh, those texts. Yes, Frank, you're absolutely right about that. Jenny B sends $25, says caseworkers are lead detectives that molest children. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Billy Jack sends $10, says I witnessed my first unicorn on the stand yesterday. The Dighton cop case cracker. It's a case cracker. Okay. And I think I read Eileen's already. $25 says free Karen, free Turtle Boy. Fuck the McAlberts. Okay. If you donated, I got a bunch more here, but we got to get started. So I'll come back and I'll read those because we got a shitload of people here tonight. What are we up to right now? What are we at right now? We're for 9,300 new record. Okay, cool. Let's get a screenshot one. We're cracking 10 G's tonight. So that's definitely happening. We're definitely cracking 10 G's. All right, cool. So let's watch what happened yesterday. Okay, so we're going to start with some Bukkake, then we're going to get to Proctor. Although Bukkake was kind of not that interesting. Do we really need to do Bukkake? I mean, let's just review real quick the major points that Bukkake had in his testimony on the cross-examination with Sir Alan Jackson. He should be a Sir Alan Jackson. I like the sounds of that. First of all, let's start off with this Auntie Bev. Can we just talk about what a cunt she is? I mean, like, what did she cunt flakes in the morning? Why is she like that yesterday? Let's start off with the pretrial nonsense. I mean, David Yannetti would be well in line to smack a hoe. It'd be quite frankly the way he was treated yesterday. It was abhorrent. Abhorrent. Let's watch it.
There's no right to counsel today, so I'm going to go to the podium with the court's permission. We need to be heard on this.
That's why we're here, Mr. Yannetti.
Right. As soon as I heard that, I'm like, okay, she's being extra cunty today. That's why we're here. I need to be heard on this. That's why we're here. Okay. Just let him be a little theatrical. Stop it.
With the most outrageous and false assertion that the court made in its motion.
Can I just ask you, there's no jury here. Can I just ask you how long?
I mean, there's no jury and false assertion. Like, Tim Brado was the same way when he defended me in jail. And he's like, he was all fired up. Lawyers don't like it when they get falsely accused of something in official court filings. And basically what these people are accused of is trying to pull the old switcheroo by adding an expert in dog bites. I believe she's a doctor to come on and basically tell the court what everybody knows, that John was bitten by a dog. Okay. He had a right to be fired up about this. And she didn't like that because it's not, she likes boring old Lally. She knows the cameras are here. She doesn't like that these people are kind of like putting it on for the camera. She doesn't like that. But it's like, dude, I mean, no, they all can't be Lally, Auntie Bev. They all can't be Lally.
How long this is going to take?
Between 5 and 10 minutes.
Okay.
How long?
Because I don't need, the hyperbole.
I need to make my argument
He
in the
said
way that I think
5
is most effective for my client.
Yeah.
I will keep this brief and
Exactly.
succinct, but I have
Good
points
for
to make
him.
that I need to put on record.
Okay, and I'm the person you are trying to convince, correct?
I understand that. The Commonwealth, in a public filing, wrote the following on page 3 of its motion. Quote, during a pretrial hearing on February 15th, when asked by the court whether there was any dispute about a canine's involvement or canine DNA, Attorney Yannetti indicated no, and that the defense was not pursuing such claim. I was astounded to read that for 2 reasons. First of all, it is false. It is a lie. Second, the Commonwealth has knowingly lied about something where it's easily verifiable that they lied. We pulled the tape from February 15th.
I don't have that.
I'm sorry?
I don't have that in my motion.
It's on page 3, Your Honor.
I have the Commonwealth's renewed motion
How
for
about
reciprocal
this?
discovery, a motion to exclude defendant's
Great.
expert,
It's on page 3, Your Honor.
Dr. Marie Russell. I don't see your name at all, Ms. Giannetti. I'm on page 3.
Sorry, it's not page 3, it's page 4. My apologies. My name is right there on page 4. It says exactly what I just argued to the court. It's about the 5th line down.
So it is in there. She gets corrected. Like, no apology. Oh, my bad, Mr. Yannetti. It is in there. It's in, bitch. It's right on page 4. It's right on page 4.
It starts during a final pretrial hearing on February 15th, exactly as I said.
Okay.
All right. We pulled the tape from that February 15th hearing. Here is what was actually said. This court asked me the following, quote, while we're talking about DNA, Mr. Yannetti, do we need to be concerned about canine DNA? Where do we stand with that? I replied, no, I think this is the only outstanding DNA issue. The court then replied, okay, so all right, we're not dealing with canine DNA. And I said, no. There is nothing in there, contrary to what the Commonwealth has represented to this court in a public filing, that I said there was no canine involvement. There is nothing in there, contrary to what the canine represented.
So the Commonwealth saying that David Yannetti said that there's the dog issue's dead. There's no canine DNA in there, like that they've admitted. Why are we still on this dog thing? They've admitted it. David's like, I never admitted shit. And here's the public court record. Would you like me to read it to you? And she's like, okay, Mr. Yannetti. It's not like this is a goddamn fucking murder trial, Bev. Seriously. Shit matters here. Shit matters. I know you don't like the theatrics. Maybe you should get a new job. Maybe you should get a new job. It's court. It's supposed to be a little theatrical. It's a profession as old as time, lawyering, being an attorney. They were like this in ancient Rome. John Adams built a career. I mean, it's just like somebody, it's like, this is what lawyers do. Lawyers aren't supposed to be like Adam Lally. I mean, they can be, but those guys are the people who write wills. And I don't know, do your divorce paperwork and shit. Like, they don't go and do murder trials.
Presented to this court and to the public that the defense was not pursuing such a claim.
Oh,
Can you imagine the nerve of the Commonwealth to spend that into
This is the hyperbole I don't need. Could you please get to the point?
Can you imagine?
We've got a jury coming in 15 minutes.
I understand, but this is my
slowing it
integrity has been
down.
attacked. There have been allegations of bad faith that has been attacked, and I need to defend myself and my client. We were only discussing at that time whether canine DNA was still outstanding, and I succinctly replied, no. And they've spun that, or tried to spin that, into a claim that we're somehow waiving our right to argue that John O'Keefe's arm injuries were consistent with the dog attack. And I ask you,
cracked 10,000.
have they no shame? I'm sure it's not lost on this court that this false filing by the Commonwealth comes on the heels of their nefarious attempt to pass off an inverted video, a false video, before this good jury hearing this case. Never once during the direct examination of Sergeant Buchanan did they inquire or mention the fact that the video.
Can we please? All right, I'm going to stop you. Please direct your comments to Rule 14 and the reciprocal discovery obligations that the defense has. That's what this motion is. I know you have a speech you want to make, Mr. Yannetti.
Your Honor, most respectfully, it's not a speech.
Okay, so
being alleged to have committed bad faith.
So you've moved on from that. So please just focus on Rule 14, and let's do it in 2 separate parts. So you've changed. You're not calling Frank Sheridan,
No,
right?
we are calling Frank Sheridan.
All right. So
Who's also
you've got a new medical, Dr. Russell. We'll do that part of it separately. Tell me about what you've provided the Commonwealth on Chris Van E.
They've gotten his CV and they've gotten the substance of his opinion.
Again, Chris Van E is a he's a doctor, or like me. He's a doctor. His resume showed he's an award-winning crash reconstructionist. I shit you not. That's the thing. You can win awards for that. He is an award-winning crash reconstructionist, and his company provides engineering services that focus on forensic investigation, and he's done thousands of accident investigations. His specialties include reconstruction and injury causation. They do not want this guy testifying because you know what he's going to say, that John wasn't hit by a car. That's what he's going to say.
Thomas. And they've had that for a long time. And the court, I believe, has already suggested that voir dire will be done prior to his testimony.
All right, so it's starting to look like we might need a whole day of voir dire, and I'm trying to avoid that. So is the Commonwealth satisfied that when did you provide anything recently since the filing of the Commonwealth's motion, Mr. Yannetti?
Not on Mr. Vanny, no.
What does the Commonwealth have on Mr. Vanny?
On Mr. Vanny, all the Commonwealth has is what's contained the synopsis on page 2, the first full paragraph. We do not know what his opinions are. It says he'll testify regarding his opinions and conclusions about reconstruction and EDR data obtained in connection with this case. He'll testify to chronological data derived from the EDR, including key cycles and triggering events from the time period in question. I have no understanding or information about what chronological data he's going to testify to, what his ultimate opinions are, anything beyond that.
You'll find out.
Relatively vague synopsis that does not comply with Rule 14. Okay. Similarly, what's outlined in the rest of the motion, that's all the expert evidence the Commonwealth has received from the defense is contained within the Commonwealth's motion.
Okay. So the defense needs to provide, I'd suggest you listen, the defense needs to provide what chronological data Mr. Vanny relied upon and exactly what his opinion is. All right, by the close of business tomorrow.
That's fine.
All right. Now, regarding the 3 experts from 𝗚𝗃𝗃. So I've read that report. I can't tell who does what or what the basis of their opinion is. So what have you provided?
Your Honor,
you can't tell what? Just go on their freaking website. It says exactly what they do, Bev. They do accident reconstruction. It's like right on the website. They were good enough for the FBI to hire, but not good enough for Auntie Bev for some reason. This mediocre masshole. That's what she is. She is the definition of mediocre. Just a woman with no particular skills, not good at anything. I don't know. She's a diversity hire. That's how I mean, let's be honest. That's how she got on here to begin with. Because she's a what? I mean, she sucks. She sucks. She's not good at her job. She's not fair. She's not particularly intelligent. She sucks.
Provided everything that we know. We've mentioned to this court at sidebar, these experts did not arise from us.
I understand that.
These experts were hired by the federal government.
Yes.
And they provided a report to us pursuant to the TUI request. And it was specifically outlined that and ruled that they could not prep with us for trial.
So I'm to believe that the defense is calling 3 witnesses that you've never spoken to and putting them on the stand here
that's essentially it. We've spoken to them only for the purposes of coordination of their testimony and their background. That's it. We have not been able to interview them regarding their findings, which are outlined in detail in the reports that both sides have.
See, I don't see that as being, the report, I don't see that as being detailed. It leaves a lot of questions as the gatekeeper as to what they can testify to. Well, and you have not complied with your Rule 14 obligations.
We can't, Your Honor.
So you can't, but you haven't. So I am left with you haven't complied. So we need to get everybody here for voir dire. They can testify in voir dire, right?
Yes.
We need to do that well in advance of their testimony.
Okay, that's fine, Your Honor.
All right.
Yep.
And now tell me about this ER doc. Is she an ER doc? I haven't seen her. She's not a pathologist, correct?
She's a pathologist, but she has a lot of experience in an ER, which is why she has the experience of having seen dog scratches and dog bites and dog attacks.
All right. So this is not somebody that was involved in the federal investigation, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you need to provide immediately. I want a voir dire of her this week. So we can get her here Wednesday. And we want the other folks up here from Pennsylvania this week as well.
We'll make those calls.
So we need to pick a day.
Just like that. She's like,
how
Wednesday.
long do you expect the voir dire of each of these witnesses? If in fact the defense has not spoken to these witnesses from Pennsylvania about the nature of their opinion, you must want it too, to be able to question them. How long do you expect the voir dire of each of these witnesses to take? I went and told the jury last week, last week that we were going to get them this case by the end of the month based on your representations, which included voir dires. It looks like at least a day of voir dire hearings here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like what?
At least with regard to the, of course, at least with regard to the 𝗪𝗏 witnesses, that's my co-counsel's bailiwick. He anticipates that unless there are, a substantial number of objections during the voir dire, he anticipates being able to accomplish that between 45 minutes to an hour with each of those 3. With regard to Dr. Russell, we anticipate a half hour.
So basically, they got to fly these people up here by tomorrow, like on short notice. So Bev because Bev can't just Google them and see how, qualified they are or whatever. She's got to hear them come in and be voir dired by, Adam Lally for some reason. He's going to voir dire them. So there's that. Okay. Let's do some 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃. Let's listen to some. How long does 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 go on for? He goes on for. Okay. I'm going to get to some videos here of 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃. Oh, he's so cocky, huh? 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 is such a fitting name. very cocky. All right. I want to get to the part about when snow falls off the car. He's such a disingenuous bastard. Disingenuous. Hold on.
The bottom of the video in blue, indicating the date stamp and time stamp. You see that from where you are?
I see the blue color. I don't know what exactly it is.
Are your eyes good enough to see that?
Yeah, we're gonna skip some of this. We'll be here all night. Yeah, basically this whole thing with the video. So there's two angles in the 𝗬𝗏𝗺 garage, right? Two angles on the videos. The first is from the video where shit skips around and like the guy just disappears and comes and goes. That one has 11 minutes missing, but it's like when you add up all the times that are gone. The other one, the first one doesn't show the taillight, like the taillight in question. So you can't see it. It's like Proctor's hiding back there. The other one is right on the taillight. That one disappeared for 42 minutes. There's 42 minutes of it is gone completely. And Buchanan couldn't do the math adding that up.
What, if any, difference did you note between the content of what's contained in the video?
The content of the video is accurate depiction of what's taken place. The only difference that I noticed today is that the version played was actually inverted from the original version that I received and which was produced.
Yeah, so it's the
Your Honor, Court Commission, I would ask.
Okay, so then they play this version. I think he tells him to watch the door, right? Is this where he tells him to watch the door on the car?
And that area displayed before the jury, that is when the vehicle was brought in by the tow truck driver from the flatbed from the driveway video into the south corner, correct?
That's correct.
Is this where he tells him to watch the door? Oh, no snow falls off. Or no, there's another one where snow falls off. I forget what part that is. Oh, he's taking some pictures. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Sorry, I'm going to direct your attention to the person that just opened the driver's side door. That's the tow truck driver, is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
That's correct.
That's him.
Just ask you to take a look at the door, and in particular, the snow on the door when he closes that.
Like, first of all, he's trying to be Alan Jackson so bad here. He like he never does shit like that. He's like, oh, I analyzed this video last night. I noticed that when he closes this door, snow's gonna fall off, and ooh, that's gonna be the big gotcha moment because I got something. As soon as he did this, I knew exactly what he was doing. I knew exactly what his plan was. Oh, snow! You guys see the snowfall? You guys see that?
If I could direct your attention back to the ring video. I think it was video 153 from Exhibit 6.
I knew exactly what he's talking about. The ring video. I'm like, oh, Lally thinks he's clever. He thinks he's clever here. He thinks that, so his big gotcha moment here is that he's trying to prove that Kara Reed didn't hit John's Chevy Traverse at One Meadows Ave. Even though we saw a video yesterday in which 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃, as he's better known as, he prefers being called 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 saw on the video, admitted that the wheel moves. He admits it. Like, they use technology. Mr. Bates lit it up there, and we got to see the wheel move. So it's done. It's a done deal. She hit the car. It moved, right? But not Lally thinks he's crafty here. He thinks he's clever. He's like, ooh, well, what, if anything, fell off the car when Karen pretended to back her vehicle into it? Nothing. No snow fell off the car. But this time, when he closes the door here, snow falls off. So, gotcha. Like, he thinks he's like proving something here. Freaking idiot.
And you were shown that video on cross-examination and asked about any movement that you saw on the driver's side rear tire, things of that nature. Do you recall that?
I do.
And you recall that portion of the video when it's alleged that Ms. Reed's vehicle came close to or made contact with Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle in the driveway? At that point, did you observe any snow coming off of Mr. O'Keefe's car when they came close to each
watch
other?
this, right?
I'll allow it.
I don't remember exactly if there was snow coming off.
Like, did Lally not prep him? He's like, The answer he's looking for, 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃, is no. Like that, he's trying to prove here that like no snow fell off, therefore the car wasn't it. And 𝗏𝗏𝗃's like, I don't know what the right answer is. Like, how come you didn't prep me in this? Like, he didn't prep him at all.
The vehicle, there was snow falling, and that was captured by the ring video. I don't recall if any snow came off the vehicle.
Oh, is he going to show the video? Is he going to show it? Nope. Okay. Anyway, so 𝗏𝗏𝗃.
That statement as far as what you knew at that time and why you would make those statements to the medical examiner.
The Massachusetts general law directs us, just as it gives.
No, I'm going to allow it. You can move to strike it, but I'm going to.
Mr. O'Keefe's injuries. As far as what you had earlier reported to the medical examiner, what, if anything, changed based on those observations as far as your opinion as to what had transpired?
Based on what I learned from observing the injuries, I could tell that the glass.
I'm going to allow it. You can move to strike it, but I'm going to allow it.
I could tell that the glass was most likely not the object, the weapon, which was used to cause the injury to the back of Mr. O'Keefe's head.
And what was? He looked at O'Keefe's head and he immediately knew that the drinking glass, he knew it was a car accident because he knew it wasn't caused by a cocktail glass. Then what was it caused by, 𝗏𝗏𝗃? The grass? The grass did that to his head because he landed on grass, 𝗏𝗏𝗃. Look at, he knows he's lying. Look at him. He knows. What a
thanks, sir. Can I have a moment?
Yes.
This Tetris motherfucker.
Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, it does.
What did you say? What did you report to the OCME?
That there was a possibility that the decedent was struck to the face with a glass.
You also, with regard to the phrase "I hit him," or the Sergeant Good and or
he is
Lamani telling you that she said, Ms. Reed said she hit him. When did Sergeant Good tell you that?
It would have been during our conversations at the police department.
And when did EMT Lamani tell you that?
He never told me that.
So the only thing you were going on with regard to the phrase or the statement that you claim my client indicated, where my client indicated she hit him, is coming from Sergeant Good.
That information at that time was provided by the first responders from the scene.
And Sergeant Good, a couple of quick questions about that.
All right.
When did you, and I'm talking about.
So we're going to jump to Nicholas Barros now. All right. Star of the day. I got a tip that this guy was going to come in and testify, and he's going to have explosive testimony, and boy, did he ever.
The higher quality video.
All right, let's.
The one
the whole thing lasts. He comes on at the 1:54 mark.
As far as that big of a shift.
And he's done by.
I was the officer in charge that day, from 8 a.m. to midnight. When I came in,
he's on for about 12 minutes. Okay, and let's get to the important part.
And what, if anything, did they indicate to you as far as where they were or when they felt they would be arriving in that area?
Trooper Proctor advised me that they were heading, I believe, from Canton. And once they were about 10 minutes.
Again, this guy's a Dighton cop. And he was dispatched after the state police contacted the Dighton police, after Proctor and 𝗏𝗏𝗃 contacted the Dighton police and said, we're coming to get a car from Bill Reed's house. The Lexus, because that's where the car was. We're going to come and tow it. And so he told the local police about it. This guy writes his report up. He says the whole scene was cleared by 4:15, he said. So everyone was out of there. That contradicted Proctor's report that said that he was there until 5:30. He lied about what time he left there. They have since changed that. They said it was simply a scrivener's error. After, but not before they doubled down on it at several pretrial hearings, in which Adam Lally famously said that it's because of daylight savings, that the alarm.com video footage from Bill Reed's house only said 4:12 p.m. because it hadn't reset for daylight savings. It was actually 5:12 p.m. Even though the sun set that day at 4:56 and the sun in the video was still up. So yeah, he got caught in a lie.
Minutes away, they would recontact me so that I could meet them at the of 138. When I turned onto Country Hill Drive, I was traveling west. When I arrived on,
you were there specifically for a vehicle, correct?
Correct.
There's only one
Did
thing.
you observe a vehicle in the driveway?
Here we go.
Yes, we observed a black Lexus SUV in the driveway.
And what, if any, observations did you make to the rear area of that vehicle specifically?
At first, I did not go up to the vehicle. I just remained at the driveway and waited for the troopers to come back. And once they came back, they were let into the house. through the garage.
11,000.
I had walked in with them briefly and then went back out to the garage and remained with the vehicle.
And as far as at any point in time, did you have any conversation with anyone named Karen Reed that day while you were at the house?
I did not.
Now, with respect to you come back out to the garage, is that correct?
Correct.
And the troopers are inside the house, is that also correct?
Correct.
Now, at some point, do other vehicles come down to the driveway area of this residence that you have in relation to the roadway? How long is that drive?
Oh my God.
It's got to be about 100 and...
There's only...
it's probably right in conjunction with the taillight in that same area.
Wait, hold on.
Side of the vehicle.
And at some point, did you make any observations of the right?
Now, here's the only thing that matters. What was the taillight like? Does the taillight look like it has 45 pieces of taillight missing? Does it look like the whole thing is gone? Because that's what the state police have in evidence, like the whole taillight. So tell us, what did you see? How much was missing?
Rear part of that Lexus SUV.
I did.
And what, if anything, did you observe about that area of the vehicle?
I saw that there was some damage to the right rear taillight. To my best ability and recollection, that taillight was not completely damaged. It was cracked. And
it was not completely damaged. It was cracked. Dude, listen to the language he's using. It was not. Why would he say not completely? Why would he feel the need to say that? Unless he's been following this shit and he wanted to make it clear. No, it wasn't. He could have just said it was broken, right? If he wanted to. He wanted to make it clear that it was not completely broken. It was simply cracked. Again, one more time. Actually, I figured out that
a piece was missing, but not completely damaged. I saw that there was some damage to the right rear taillight. To my best ability and recollection, that taillight was not completely damaged. It was cracked. And a piece was missing, but not completely damaged.
And then beyond the taillight,
a piece was missing, but not completely damaged. A piece was a piece, singular. Not pieces were missing. A piece was missing. Just a piece. One piece of it's missing. Not the whole freaking enchilada. Just a piece. That's it. There you go. Done. Every time they bring in somebody like him or Lucky Lockhart, it's the same shit. It's like these people are completely unbiased and have no ties whatsoever to the McAlberts, and they just tell the truth. And it's really just that simple.
Area of that vehicle, what, if anything else, did you observe as far as damage to the rear passenger side area?
Like a dent on the rear quarter.
And as far as the dent on the rear quarter panel that you saw, was that above the taillight, below the taillight, or something?
It's probably right in conjunction with the taillight in that same area.
Yeah.
And from the time that you made these observations of the vehicle, at any point did you go sort of physically up to the vehicle?
I walked up to the vehicle, correct.
And about how far away from the vehicle did you get?
5 to 10 feet away.
And as far as the sort of outside or exterior of the vehicle, you mentioned obviously there was about 4 snow on the ground. What, if anything, precipitation-wise or weather-wise, was around or on the outside of the vehicle?
Just snow.
And in particular, in this area of the right rear passenger side and that taillight, was there any snow or ice or anything around that area that you observed?
On the vehicle itself?
Yeah.
Yes, on the vehicle there was snow on the vehicle.
And not to put words in your mouth, but sort of caked on there, is that correct?
I guess you could say caked on, correct.
All right, so that's it. When you should have seen in court when this guy gave his testimony, I looked over, I think it was at Keller Reed, and I'm like, holy shit. We all looked at each other in the press. All my colleagues, not Grant's colleagues, my colleagues, we all looked at each other like, did he just say that? Like, holy shit. Holy shit. It's like, it's over. And then you go on, you read the McAlbert Mafia cope, because there's a whole lot of cope in the McAlbert Mafia world these days. And it's like, oh, well, he said one piece, but one piece can break into a lot of pieces. 45 pieces? 45. I mean, these people are done. Done. They don't realize how over this is. Talk to any attorney out there. They will tell you this is over. And it was over before Michael Proctor testified. Now it's really over. Like, as soon as this guy said this, it was done. This case is dead on arrival. Why didn't they cross? You know what? Because they didn't have to. He said exactly what they wanted him to say. I actually was talking to my colleague, Ted Daniel, about this, and he's just like, yeah, I'm surprised they didn't because, like, why not get him to say it again? You know, why not reiterate? Like, just make a distinction there. But they didn't need to. He said everything that they wanted to say. Like he had the perfect response. So there's really no reason to do it again, you know? So there's that. Okay. Now, before we go on to Proctor's testimony, let's read a couple. Hold on. This is going to annoy the shit out of me, this thing. Whatever. How about that? That work? That work. Actually, that's okay. All right. Let's read a couple turtle chats, shall we? Let's read some of these. Okay. Jay sends $5, says, I went to high school with Yuri and Stoughton. All I have to say is you can polish a turd, but it's still a piece of shit. You got that right. Erica sends 50 big ones. She says, Dr. Turtleboy, thank you for addressing me by doctor. I'm a new writer who loves your candor and hilarious side commentary on these Canton villains. You make cleaning my kitchen entertaining. I do my best, Erica. Welcome aboard the Turtle. I think you're going to like it here just fine. Tammy sends $25, says, hey, hope you got my donation the other day. Question, did Proctor even get a warrant to take Karen's vehicle and phone? Do we know? Thanks, Dr. Turtle. I don't think he did. I do not think he had a warrant for either of them. There wasn't much probable cause yet at the time either. Don't hold me to that. That's actually a really good question. I don't think he did. Sharon Locke sends $10, says, I need a few days heads up on verdict. I'm flying in from Texas. Well, you're watching the same trial we are, sir, or ma'am, right? And you'll know. We'll probably have, I mean, the defense has to go first. So that's our first heads up. So there's that. Dave O'Brien sends $25, says, keep killing it, Turtle Boy. Looking forward to Proctor trying to answer about the 𝗠𝗟𝗿 videos. Dude, Proctor has a lot to answer for tomorrow. We're going to get to that. Tim sends $5 and says, Dave Vassar from Douglas, Massachusetts is rude. Yikes. Take that, Dave. All right. Kim W. from Florida, I think, sends $5 and says, are we going to have to listen to every one of these troopers left on the list? I doubt it. One I know as a fact through my sources that is going to be called is the piece of shit that I hate the most. I fucking hate this guy, Brian Tully. I hate Brian Tully. I hate Brian Tully. That motherfucker. He came to me. Oh my God. Have I ever shown you guys the booking video where this motherfucker came to my, should I show you guys that? I hate this guy came in my house, came in my fucking house. This it's like the most violating shit. This dude came in my goddamn house. I'm still pissed about that. Let me pull up my Google Drive here. I know I got it on the Google Drive of him in my house. We're going to, you guys want to watch this? I got it here somewhere, I thought. Shared with me on my Google Drive. Thought I had this. Truck following bus, body cam, back of cruiser. Oh, the Tully bot. No, I don't want to see the Tully body cam. Is this the one? Oh, yeah. So this is this motherfucker in my driveway. You guys want to watch this? I hate him. This is Tully in my goddamn driveway. So this Tully in my driveway on the morning I was arrested. This rat bastard. Can I download this? Let me just download it, actually. Download anyway. Yeah, I'll pull it up that way. How about that? There's Tully in my goddamn driveway. Hate him so much. I got it. Oh. So this is him when he came to my house. This is like their big bust, right? The big bust. I think this is the... where? Oh, see, look at the yellow target. You guys see the school bus there? See the school bus? These motherfuckers were creeping up behind my kid's school bus like a bunch of deviants. You see it there? That's the yellow target. Have I shown this video you guys before? And let's see. And then they call, see, like there they are. The kids getting on the bus. And then I'm like, this is when I'm like, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This dude comes over to me. Like, I'm like walking up my driveway. I'm like, what? Say what, dude? And he comes over. He handcuffs me. And I'm like, what? all I kept saying is the garage door is open. Can I close the garage? I thought I was getting punked. This is like he grabs my arm, right? And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And he puts me in cuffs. And then I look up and I see this fucking face. This fucking face. Look at this. Oh, I hate him so much. He couldn't wait to read me my rights. This fucking asshole. I hate Brian Tully with every ounce of my being, and I will get my satisfaction. This dude came to my house and he went in my fucking house. I hate him. Oh my God. I'm going to own his house when this is all said and done. And I'm like, bro, you don't got to read me my rights. I know look at all these cops showing up here. I'm standing in the driveway. There he is talking to me like, oh, this fucking asshole. I got let up my goddamn driveway in handcuffs. I'll never forget this shit. All because I reported on this shit. And yes, I was wearing a Free Karen Reed sweatshirt, luckily. And I had a Free Karen Reed t-shirt on underneath. So that's a good, at least I was looking fresh with them feds watching. And look at all these undercover cops at my house. Because some dude, yeah, now they have body cams. Yeah, they didn't have this before, did they? Now they figured out how the body cams work. All of a sudden, they leave. I do the walk of shame up my own driveway. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you couldn't wait till I get my kids off the bus. You couldn't wait till my fucking kids could have got off the bus. Oh, you scumbags. You scumbags. Oh, I think this is when Bukkake got there and Fanning got there. They all got there. Oh, there's Fanning. There he is right there. There's Fanning. There he is. The other fucking piece of shit. The guy that let Sandra Birchmore's killers walk away. They all came. They all came out. They're like, oh, let's go arrest Turtleboy. It's going to be fun. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a good day doing this. So in this, one of those is Bukkake. He was in my driveway. That bastard. I think there was another. You guys want to watch another one? There's another one too. Have I shown you these before? I forget. Hold on. No, not that. Where's my Google Drive? No, not that one. This one. No, that's notes. This one. There it is. The body cam, the Tully body cam. We got the truck following the bus. The body cam arriving in Stoughton District Court. I could have sworn there was another one. What's this one? Is this a good one? Lisa? Wait, what does he say here? He says about my kids? What do these assholes say about my kids? I got to hear this. I just heard this for the first time. You saw it on Turtle Club. That's why. Okay, I only shared it on Turtle Club. I never really shared it for the world to see. Look at this. When the cops showed up at my house. Wait, no, I don't want this video. I already shared this one. This is when they get me. I get jacked up. I want that one. I want this one. Yeah, here it is. Like, check this out. So this is like the street adjacent to my street, Boulder Hill Road. And they waited there like lunatics for the bus to come by. Like they got like dude, the whole SWAT team was out. They're like, we got him on the radio. Like, where's the yellow target? There's the yellow target. There's my kid's school bus. We're going to get him now because he's a good dad. He puts his kids on the bus every day. That'll show him. Oh, yeah. Look at him going after the school bus.
Okay, details is behind the bus on Mason. I have to slow down a little bit just in case because we have to give him time, right?
We're going to have to give him time.
I don't see anybody fucking. If he doesn't stop, I'm going to kill somebody.
If he doesn't stop, I'm going to kill somebody. That's the house right here. Yeah. That's the house. They went to the wrong bus. There's two buses. We have two buses every day. We call that the Boston bus. I go, that bus is going to Boston. That's what I tell my kids every morning. They always think they're missing. Oh, is that the bus? No, it's the Boston bus. So they fell for the Boston bus. And they followed the wrong bus. He goes, if they don't fucking stop here, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. Yeah, Sully. Yeah, there's the wrong school bus you're stalking. It's the wrong school bus. Wrong bus. Does he come down here with the kids? Look at him. Look at these guys. Does he come down here with the kids? You could have just sent me a summons. Yeah, you got the wrong bus, dipshit. You fucking idiots. You fucking idiots. The decoy bus. Yeah, what is he? It's this Bane. It's not the. This is probably the wrong bus. Dude, that's bus 30. Does Turtleboy's kids get on your bus? They're going to pull over the bus. So now they found the right bus. They're going to stalk a different group of kids. It's a nice neighborhood here. Oh, yeah, it is. Get the fuck out of it. It was nice until you pigs showed up. Go home. Go home. Do we have another? I got to see the one where I get booked is the best one. Where I tell them to call me daddy. Oh, that's a good one. Let me see if I have this. Sorry, I'm getting a little off track here. Getting a little off track. You guys bored with this? Is this the Tully? I got the Tully body cam one. Oh, okay. I got this one. We got the oh, you know who's in this video? The guy who's at the goddamn courthouse every day. I forget this guy's name, but he's at the courthouse like every day. And he was at like Castle Island the other day too. Can you believe they fell for the decoy bus? These bastards. All right. So this is Tully's body cam when they get me. Let's see. And they pull up. Oh, there I am. There's me in the driveway. I'm like, oh, there's Sully. And Tully's reading me my rights. And then we go in the goddamn, okay, we're going to go in the garage. Well, at least I mowed the lawn. The lawn looks nice, doesn't it? Look at the lawn. Look at the lawn. Look, it looks nice, right? I got to do the walk of shame up my goddamn driveway. Look at that. The lawn looks fantastic. Fantastic. I think I just mowed it the other day. Look at that. Look at that. Look at an amazing job when it's got the lines in it, the straight lines. All right. So then he brings me upstairs. We go in the garage. There's the Lexus. Yep. We're going to take that thing. Yep. Let's take a look around the house. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. What do you guys want? Okay. What is this a joke? And then more cars come up, dude. Like, oh, and then there he is. This is the guy. Oh, then I'm in the car. And okay, then they weren't going anywhere. All the windows were up. And I'm like, can I see the warrant? I looked through the warrant. I'm like, you guys are going into, you got a fucking warrant for my house? Keep in mind, they couldn't get a warrant for Brian Albert's house. Then they take me inside and we take a look around. Oh, there's the scene of the crime. Yep. There's, the kids left the TV on. The kids left the TV. Oh, they didn't pick up. The kids didn't pick up their plates. The Nintendo Switch is still out. Oh, she left the mini plate. Oh, yeah, they got us. They got us. I'm standing in my goddamn kitchen in handcuffs. The guy behind me there, that's the guy from the courthouse every day. Dude, this is all because I do a YouTube show. Like 90% of the warrant is because of what I did on the YouTube show. Things I said. And they're like, yeah, this guy's got to get destroyed. And okay. This guy he just wanted to get out of there. He's like, can we just go?
The medication, you'll need medication for the next. It's in my car.
Yeah. Give me my meds. Give me my meds.
Would you normally take that?
Shut up.
It's in your vehicle? Yeah, your vehicle. It's in the one in the garage, correct? Right.
It's the only one.
Let's go down there and we'll grab it. And then hit the whole
No, you guys took my phone. You guys took my. Yeah, like can we clean the house a little bit? Can you take your shoes off? Can you take your shoes off? Yeah, let's lock the house. Oh, yep, let's go. Yep, take the tour of my house. Yep, okay. There it is. Yep. I mean, this is insane. Yeah, lock that shit. Yep, okay. Yeah, did you close the door, Tully? Did you close the door? And then we look through it and then we come back down. Oh, and then this is the guy again, right here. That's the dude. Give me my meds. That works. There he goes. So off to the Holden Police Barracks to get doing my perp walk in my goddamn driveway. Let's go. And that's my driver, Rudy Tryon. Nice guy. Like, can we close the garage door? Anyway, I came home. They ransacked my home. And yeah, there's that. All right. All right. The only other video I want to show you guys from this, now that we're doing this, I want to see the one where they tell me where I do the booking. It's good. Body cam arriving at Stoughton District Court. Is this the one? No. All right. So this is when I got booked. This is when I come to the courthouse. Let's see. Hold on. Sorry for new people here. We're getting a little off track. But again, this all happened to me because I supported Karen Reed. Like, if I had just written about ratchets like I used to, none of this shit would have happened to me. But I was happy to do it, to be perfectly honest with you. I was happy to do it. I don't know. Anyway, if anyone, I got to get the last video here. I have two more videos. I have like the one where the booking video is hilarious. It's an hour long, and I keep asking. All I do is I keep asking Brian Tully about the Ford Edge. I'm like, are you guys ever going to look into who's driving that Ford Edge that was parked outside? And this is me. This is us pulling up to Stoughton District Court. Again, I didn't know what was happening here. I'm like, is there going to be a crowd? I didn't get to tell my people. Oh, there's 𝗬𝗏 Mello.
I hope they find that Ford Edge. Hey, you guys find out who's driving that Ford Edge yet? This is what they're wasting their time on.
I heard Twisted Tragedies.
I hope they find that Ford Edge that was parked outside 34th Fairview Road at 3 a.m. Hope they find him driving that.
Rotten hell, Aidan Kearney, the overweight fupa slumped in. Then I got booked. Yeah, okay, bring him in here. Yeah, put the shackles on. Oh, yeah, put him in shackles, boys. He's a dangerous guy. He might write a blog about you. Oh no. All right, cool. We're good. All right. Anyway, we can listen to all that stuff later. Let's get back to the fun. Oh, wasn't I reading Turtle Chats here? And then I promise we'll get back to the content. Okay. Let me just refresh this. Next up, Bridget sends $50 and says, thank you for being a true difference in mass. Unsung heroes, John O'Keefe and Aidan Kearney. Thank you. Appreciate that, Bridget May. K Smith sends $10 and says, you need to see the Young Jerks recent video of the Sally Port. It posted like 20 minutes ago and shows where they spliced the video together and how they tried to line the people back up in the same place but failed. It also shows, didn't Microdots do that? I'm pretty sure. Well, thank you. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. David sends $10 with no comment. Thank you. Annette sends $10. Says, I'm not insinuating anything, but being a retired nurse, do they all shave their heads because they're doing drugs? No, I told Howie, these guys are all making like 200 grand a year. Can they not go see Dr. DiStefano? Can they not get the little thing on the head there? Get some hair? I don't know. Miss Shorty sends $25. Says, free Karen Reed, standing with Karen and Dr. Turtleboy from Melbourne, Australia. All right. Some turtle ruse. Nice to see that. Is Melbourne the city on the other side, or is that Perth? There's one city. There's like, you know that like in Australia, there's like 20 million people that live there. And like 18 of them live in like 4 cities. It's like Sydney, Canberra, Perth, and Melbourne. They have like, they're all population like 5 million. That's I don't think the rest of the whole continent's just kangaroos and dingoes. That's it. So anyway, that's your geography lesson for today. Lynn sends $10, says, thank you for all you do, doctor. I hope to see you tomorrow at the courthouse. You will. Kim sends $10 and says, hey, Doc, Turtle Boy, can we talk about Jackson and the Channel 5 media guy? Yes. Remind me at the end to talk about that. David Biednek, who's, I guess he's my colleague, but he's the guy that asked the stupid question outside of court when I was arraigned. And he goes, is it true you're making $5 million off of this? What? And Action Jackson said the same thing I said to him. Don't you work with Greg Henning, WCVB? That's what I thought. All right. Next up, we have, let's see. Paul Cristoforo says the state police union has taken down their post supporting Michael Proctor. Can you believe that? I posted that, or I wrote a whole part, whatever, of the Can Cover-Up series about how the state police union had this article up supporting Proctor. We reposted it again this morning. 2 hours later, it's gone. It's gone. The Turtle Boy, they're ashamed. Like, he's got to go. He's got to go. So thank you much, Paul. I expect a response from the state police after he's done testifying. Me too. Love is a 4-letter Crosby sends $25 and says, I Googled Karen Reed and my results were flooded with something about a turtle boy. I've been following you in this case ever since. These faux gangsters will never be able to look at a turtle the same. Give him hell, Unc. Love, Jen. Love is a 4-letter word. I mean, that's the beauty of arresting me, is they made me part of the story, you know? JC Ramirez sends $5 and says, after the acquittal, Karen should sue. She's going to. Take her parents and get the fuck out of town. I'm going to sue. She's going to sue. We're all going to sue. It's going to be dope. Dope. Misty Winsler sends $5. Says, it bothers me why the tow truck driver wouldn't take pictures of Karen's car before towing it, but did when dropping it off. It's a good point. But it should have been the same. It should have been the same. Kathy Hermanson donates $50 and says, keep doing what you're doing. I will do just that, Kathy. I appreciate that dono. Pooper Proctor sends $10, says, how mad are the trolls and crusty panties right now that of you having over 11,000 live viewers? Is that what we're up to right now? 11,000? Because that's a wild number if true. What are we at right now? 11,000. That's, I mean, I can see it better on my end. Let me just get the exact amount over here. We are at 11,277. Suck on that, motherfuckers. Suck on that. How do you like them views? How do you like them views? Thank you. They're so mad. That's what happens when you tell the truth. People come. Billy Jackson's $10 says, did Proctor have a warrant to seize Karen? Oh, no, I think I read that one already. Okay. Did a judge issue the warrant to seize Karen's car at Ford? Not that I'm aware of, Billy Jack. Not that I'm aware of. Sharika sends $10 and says, going to be some hardcore fucking going on tomorrow in that courtroom. Yes, there is. I'm going to fuck you up. That's going to happen tomorrow for sure. Steph B sends $50, says, to honor the Nicholas Barroses of the world. Thank you very much, Steph. Yes, he came through yesterday. $50 from Oksana Loketa, who had a very nice tweet today. I thought it was very authentic. Said she wasn't initially a fan of my crass language, but she's come to appreciate the work that I do, and I appreciate that, Oksana. She sends $50, says, you deserve all the turtle chats and all the praise. Keep going after Karen gets vindicated. Take a break. But there are a lot of cases that could use your help. 𝗕𝗏 is one of them. That's what they tell me. I need to look into that. We'll see. You are a hero in my eyes. Well, that's too kind, Oksana. I appreciate that. Latina Rodriguez sends $10 and says, if it was no big deal to show the mirrored video, it's accurate. Then why not show the real side? Exactly. Random CO sends $25 and says, for your own supply of medical juice from your crazy Asian friend with the pube stash. Oh, is that one of the COs? That from one of my babysitters from back in the day, back in my jail days. Again, he knows about the medical juice and the crazy Asian friend with the pube stash. I forgot about that guy. That guy would just, if you read my prison diaries, my neighbor, every day he would stand, he was insane. And every day he would just stand at his door and yell, you say the N-word. They had to get him out of Gen Pop because he kept saying the N-word too much. And he kept saying, yo, N-words, blah, 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 blah. Did I hear 14 fucking thousand we're up to? Somebody just said 14,000? No, that can't be right. Okay. But anyway, pull up, bitch. Yeah, pull up. So thank you very and the guy would just say the N-word, and then one time he threw his mac and cheese. He took his whole dinner and he threw it at the door, and then the peas came under them. And CO Reynolds was there, poor thing. And she was like, "That's not very nice," she says to him. "That's not very nice." And then this other CO came back, another female, and like, we have the cameras in our cells. And so she's like, "Can you put some pants on, please?" And it turns out he's on the floor naked, just jerking off because the videos are there, and he's just fucking stroking it. And he goes, "Fuck you, bitch. You ain't my mom. N-word." And so that was my neighbor for like 3 days. It was fucking wild. Okay. Jared sends $10, says, "Can you tell Trooper Prostate he's the one with the leaky case, and that Jared and Brian LTL say la, 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 LTL will get it." Okay, we'll do. Jamie sends $10 and says, "While dropping off groceries for my mom today at a retirement complex in Stoneham, I saw the police kicking the Free Karen Reed supporters sign holders off the Marble Street I-93 overpass. Figured I'd pass that info along. Fascists. Unbelievable." Megan sends $10, says, "Can you explain why Gretchen Voss is on the Commonwealth witness list? I don't get it. Thank you, Turtleboy." I can't explain why Gretchen Voss is there at all. She's not working for anyone. She doesn't write. She's not working on a story. She doesn't tweet. She doesn't even tweet. I don't understand why she's there, except she just loves drama and wants to be at the center of this thing and wants to be seen on TV. She's a hack. Thank you. Suzanne sends $25, says, "Congrats on breaking 10,000. Will you be at court on Friday?" I don't know. Friday is the one day I'm not going this week, but man, if Tully's there, I might have to. Thank you. Dawn sends $25, says, "Thank you and the crew for the hospitality at court yesterday. It was so nice to meet you and your stunning girlfriend." She is stunning, isn't she? "You both radiate happiness. Everyone made us feel so welcome, especially Erica. We will definitely be back. Thank you for all you do and keep up the amazing work." Well, thank you, Dawn. That's very kind of you. Do we have any more here that I missed? Judith sends $10 and says, "After hearing Proctor's trash talk testimony, I can see why Mama Proctor considers the McAlberts a second family." They're absolute. I know she needed a backup. So there's that. They're low life scum. And Kathy Hermanson, I think this is earlier, sent $50. She says, "Keep doing what you are doing." Did I miss anyone else? Did I miss anyone? I think we got all. Okay. I think we're all caught up. Okay. If I missed you, if you're sent the turtle chat and I missed you, I'll get you on the way back. Just let me bang through some cash apps and then we got to listen to Proctor, man. We got to get to this. Christina sends $10 and says, "Where will the verdict party be? The waterfall?" I haven't decided yet. I'd like to treat it like a fundraiser or something. That'd be cool. So thank you very much for that. Nina sends $10 and says, "Proctor probably beats his wife and kicks his dog." Probably. But not definitely. I don't want to defame anyone. They don't need a defamation lawsuit. Aaron sends $25, says, "Lally said he's Team Karen and fuck the McAlberts." Yeah, I brought that up to Alan Jackson yesterday. Did you guys see this video outside of court? Let me show you this real quick. I know we're going to be here all night, but it'll be worth it. I promise. It'll be worth it. All right, check this out. So this is outside of court yesterday. What'd you?
You expect him to write "Thanks to Edison" and he's private crime? Is that what you actually do? Your questions, it just dawned on me. Your questions.
You work, Greg Henning.
Oh,
Greg Henning. You work for the same news outlet David Biednik does at WCVB that Greg Henning works for, right? And he does. So he got called out for the. Greg Henning is Brian Albert's lawyer, and he's the legal analyst.
Yeah, he did dumb questions when I was arraigned too.
He does. So then, all right, I'm gonna. So I. So they asked. Matt Johnson asks Karen Reed here, and you can't really hear it that well. What do you think of Proctor? And she says he will have to answer someday, for what he's done. Like, listen to what she says. He'll have to. Let me play it. He'll have to answer to someone someday, here or someplace else.
Ooh, ouch.
Yes.
Mr. Jackson, is Adam Lally working for the defense now? It appears as if I'm a little confused about what happened
There it is.
in there. We're all very confused. We're
You're
very
not-
confused.
You're not the only one. I'm so confused. Like everything he does helps the defense. Everything he does. It's wild. All right. Thank you, Aaron, for that dono. James sends 50 and says, stay strong from North Carolina. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. Catherine sends $40 and says, you're a national treasure from Scottsdale, Arizona. Man, turtle riders are everywhere, bro. It's wild. Thank you. Rachel sends $5 and says, the only one shitting themselves is Proctor, as he should be. You got, I know. Oh, I get it. I get it. Maybe he needs the balloon thing. Allison sends $15, says, you are amazing. Proctor is 100% vile. Yes, he is. Thank you very much, Allison. That's my daughter's name. JJ sends $5 and says, for giving Yannetti permission to smack a hoe. Yes, absolutely. Mariana sends $10 and says, you are awesome. We need more of you. Well, I appreciate that, Mariana, but there can only be one. I appreciate that. Leslie sends $5, says, from St. Louis, is there a movie or book deal? Working on both, actually. I had a meeting today about it. I have an attorney, an entertainment attorney, let's just say, working on an agent as well. We'll see what happens. Lots going to happen when this is all said and done. Tasting Vanity sends $15 and says, shout out to Barros for being honest. Cape Verdean. Is he a Cape Verdean? I thought he was. Okay. Carrie sends $20 and says, please tell Doug it's past his bedtime. Free Turtle Boy. Thank you very much, Carrie. Go to bed, Doug. Tracy sends $10 and says, 11,000. Proud of you. Be at court Friday. Want some pics. See you there. People, whenever they ask me for pics, like, do you mind? I'm like, no, it's fun. Let's go. But I always do this. I always do that. Nancy McNulty sends $10 and says, 11,000 viewers. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Nancy. Jessica sends $11 and says, congratulations on 11K, Unc. Appreciate that. Michael sends $15, says, everyone call Governor Healy and reconstructure the corrupt state police. Tell me about it. We're going to get to her later. She needs to say something. Even Sue O'Connell's calling her out. Tyrone sends $5 and says, prison has shaped many great men. Stay strong. Thank you, Tyrone. Nathaniel sends $10, says, look forward to a celebratory beer with you and MJ. Who's MJ? Okay. Thank you, Nathaniel. Okay. If anybody else wants to donate, again, the link is at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy. But we need to get into more of this goddamn press conference. What happened yesterday. Okay. So let's jump to Proctor. I couldn't, when they called his name, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here for this. This is wild. I couldn't believe, I've never seen this guy in the flesh before, ever. He's a low talker. And hold on one sec. I know I got sent this earlier. Oh, by the way, I saw this is somebody's house that they sent me. Check this out. Again, I need this in my living room real quick. Dude. This is someone's Salvador killed him, man. How did they do that? I gotta get that. It's true. In 1994, his name's Peter Berger. Nice guy. Chris Albert murdered him. The murderer. Okay. Anyway, back to this. So they call this guy in. I see him in the flesh for the first time. I'm like, oh my God, it's Michael Proctor. I can't believe I had no idea this was happening. None. And he was there for 5 hours and he had to be shitting his pants. And Lally brings him in here. And I did a whole article on it today, kind of summarizing his testimony. And let's see. Okay. All right. Let's play some of this testimony.
Where did you and Sergeant McKenna go?
To McCabe's house in Canton.
And who, if anyone, did you speak with it?
We spoke with Matthew and Jennifer McCabe, as well as Brian Albert.
And those interviews that you conducted, were they how were they conducted?
One-on-one, Sergeant Buchanan and myself kind of rotated out Jennifer, Matthew, and Brian. So first we interviewed Jennifer, and then once that was completed, we had her.
So for some reason, they did the interviews in a person's home instead of at the police station. And, you know, when they come to my home, they all have body-worn cameras on and they record everything because that's really important, I guess, to get my living room. But when they go to Jennifer McCabe's house, they don't record anything. They record nothing. I mean, think about that. They recorded my fucking living room and kitchen and my goddamn garage, but they can't record anything else.
And I met Brian Albert until that interview.
I never met Brian
Now,
Albert.
following the interviews that you conducted at the McCabe household, where did you go from there?
After the interviews at the McCabe household, Sergeant Buchanan and I traveled to Good Samaritan Hospital for two reasons. One, we knew Miss Reed was there receiving treatment for Section 12. And two,
okay. Look how nervous
the first thing I noticed on Mr. 𝗿𝗂𝗄 is he had abrasions on his right arm. On the top of his right arm is approximately 6 to 8, ranging from his forearm. I did observe blood on the back of the head.
Okay. All right, so they do a...
So you had called Miss Reed, spoken to her, and informed her that you were coming there to speak, correct?
Correct.
And just as you had done with Miss McCabe, you spoke to Miss Reed within her home?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who, if anyone else, did you reach out to on your way there with regard to local law enforcement as you were driving to Dayton?
We contacted the Dayton Police Department just for a couple of reasons. One, it's a common courtesy. If we're in another town, we just kind of give the local PD a heads up. But also, we needed to coordinate a plow truck and potentially a tow truck as well.
And why did you need to coordinate those?
At the time, there must have been at least a foot of snow on the ground, more. And it was a dead-end cul-de-sac, so which made it difficult to navigate.
So again, they didn't have a warrant for the truck, and he hadn't seen the tail light. He has no reason to call for a tow truck yet, unless he just wants to take the car and do something to it. He had made up his mind at this point.
So we requested the plow to clear a path for Sergeant Buchanan and I we had to travel very slow. It was almost about an hour to get there. And knocked on the door and was greeted by Mr. Reed.
21, is that correct?
Yes.
Or to the right rear passenger side area, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, now he's going to talk about the tail.
What it was specifically that you observed as far as damage to that area of the vehicle?
Yeah, the right rear tail light had essentially large pieces missing from it.
Liar. Liar, 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 liar. He didn't take any pictures. The right rear tail light had large pieces missing. That's not what Nicholas Barrows just said. You lying sack of shit. You would think that Lally would space these guys apart. They came in one after another. The jury just heard that. Their jury just heard otherwise.
So you proceed inside the home, and where is it that you're directed, and where is it?
We're invited into a large living room area. Miss Reed is seated on a couch, and her parents, William and Janet, are present for the conversation and kind of standing off to the side.
Okay.
Now, through your training experience, when a cell phone is seized from a person, what, if anything, is it that you do with regard to that cell phone to preserve the information on?
Okay.
There.
He's so nervous. Look at him.
I wasn't part of that decision, but it's my understanding that it was a heated facility. The other options were...
Yeah, okay. Why do we think of the Kearney police?
Moving it from sort of the tow truck into the Sallyport area, how was that accomplished? Just troopers from your unit, from your offices?
Okay.
And I learned throughout the day as well. It's a group effort. And I learned throughout the day as well.
And that debriefing meeting, if you know about how long approximately did that take in this case?
I can't recall. Maybe half hour.
And Ken, what, if anything, did you do with those items?
The 2 cell phones were given to Trooper Nicholas Garino, and the clothing was laid out on top of...
All right.
This investigation on that day as well?
Yes.
And at some point, did you have occasion to go back to the Kearney Police Department?
All right, so we're going to skip forward through a bunch of this shit. All right. So then I'm sitting here in court, and I'm like, okay, we got Proctor. Only Adam Lally could make Proctor Day boring. And then this is what they love to do. Buchanan did the same thing. They love to come up in their suits, and then they put on the gloves, and they take out the evidence. Like, look at this dude. What does this prove? Like, what, if anything, does this prove? So he opens up the box. Yep. Okay. Oh, don't forget the gloves.
You can take that down, Mr. Officer. With the court's permission, if I could ask just to go to the area of 34 Fairview Road over the course of the next sort of days and weeks in regard to potential recovery of items.
So February 3rd, I retrieved items on the 8th, the 11th, and 18th. And he was out there on the 10th with Sergeant Buchanan as well.
So he went to the Fairview Road on 5 separate trips. Just randomly, just kept going, kept finding tail light every single time he went.
Now, as far as any of those occasions that you just described, that you went to the area of 34 Fairview Road, on any of those occasions, were you by yourself?
No.
And with respect to those other occasions, what type of people, who was with you? I know you mentioned on the 3rd, but beyond the 3rd, those other occasions that you described, who was with you?
On the 18th, I believe it was 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗂𝗍, based on the handwriting on the evidence bag. Kind of recognized his handwriting. And the other 2 dates, I don't recall who was out there with me.
Now, with respect to items that were located, starting with the 3rd, do you recall specifically what, if any, items were located on the 3rd?
Tail light. Tail light.
Located a black drinking straw.
Oh, the straw.
Consistent with the one seen in the waterfall video of Mr. O'Keefe walking out of the bar holding the glass.
What the fuck does that even mean? How is a straw consistent with a straw? It's a fucking straw, dipshit. They're all consistent with each other, like all of them. They're cylindrical, as you guys like to say. What the fuck does that mean? How it's consistent with the straw we saw? How? Because it looks like a straw like this. It's a straw. The black and white videos too. What does that mean? Consistent with.
We located his hat that had the American flag. That was deep underneath the snow. As we were digging, we discovered that.
Oh yeah.
We further discovered other pieces of plastic as well.
Oh yeah.
Now, as far as these return trips on successive dates to 34 Fairview Road, what was the reasoning behind that, or what was sort of the plan in reference to why were there so many different dates that you returned to 34 Fairview Road?
Why'd you keep going back?
So after the 29th, there was close to 2 feet of snow that had fallen. And in the days and weeks that had followed, the temperatures ranged from 30 degrees up to 60 degrees. And there was about a half a dozen days mixed in of heavy rain. So, as the snow started to melt, more evidence started to present itself.
More evidence presented itself. The evidence, they don't find the evidence finds them. Isn't that crazy? By the way, they shoveled out that whole area the first day. So like you could see green grass within a day or two on Fairview Road. Like no problem. No problem. And but somehow they couldn't, on February 3rd he can find some stuff. But then February 8th, he finds more. Then February 10th, and February 13th, and February 18th. He just keeps
so there were items that you recovered on the 3rd, and then items you recovered on successive dates that weren't visible or you didn't see on the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Correct. Now, if I could, keeping you on February 3rd, you mentioned that there was a Trooper Evan Brent that was present with you during the search on that day as well.
At approximately 5:07 a.m., Miss Reed's pulling her vehicle out of the garage door, backing up towards Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle, and comes extremely close.
Extremely close.
Hitting the vehicle. So
if not,
we want to at least go document that there was no damage to Mr. O'Keefe's car.
Okay.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, if I could publish that for the jury as far as what's been marked as Exhibit 6, video 153.
Okay.
So watch this.
Ms. Gilman, if you could press play from here.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. See that, Proctor? See that? Boom, there it is. Hit it. Easily you can break it.
Now, Trooper Proctor, with regard to
No,
video,
listen
you've
to
seen
this.
this before, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, point from this video, are you able to discern who the operator of that vehicle is?
Based off the attire, Miss Reed driving.
Now, with respect to when that vehicle, the defendant's vehicle, if you could, there's a laser pointer out there in front of you on the desk. If you could, I would just ask you to draw the jury's attention to what many vehicles you observed in this video and whose vehicles you believe in.
Oh my God.
So right there, it's Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle and Miss Reed's vehicle.
Yeah, there it is.
Now, as far as when those vehicles come close or come into contact with each other, as far as Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle is concerned, what, if anything, do you observe on Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle at the time?
There's some snow. You see on the back window here, the bumper and the windows here is starting to be covered in snow.
And as far as when that vehicle comes close to or makes contact with Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle, what, if anything, do you observe the snow come off the car at that point?
I do not know.
Yeah, that was 𝗟𝗟's big gotcha moment. Oh my God, no snow came off the car, but it came off the car in the garage. Oh man. Oh my God, almost like it's freezing outside. Like that, it's frozen. But it obviously 𝗟𝗟 figured it out, man. They thought they figured it out, but 𝗟𝗟 outfoxed him.
In reference to the back area of Mr. O'Keefe's vehicle, specifically in the area of the ground, as far as that area on the ground, what, if anything, did you observe in reference to the red pieces of tail light or plastic or glass or anything in that area that you observed?
Now listen to this.
So this area here is, you can see the white snow. There's no red pieces of tail light, which would show up in the contrast of the white snow.
You hear that? You hear that, folks? there's no red pieces of taillight which would have appeared in contrast to the white snow. Let me repeat that for one moment. Just let that sink in. There is no red. He's saying that Karen Reed couldn't have hit him there because there's no red taillight there, which would have shown up in contrast to the white snow. Red stands out on white, he's saying. Yet, the 45 pieces of red taillight scattered all over the same amount of snow. This is an hour before they searched Brian Albert's lawn. This 45 pieces of red taillight, which I'm told by Trooper Proctor, stand in contrast to the white snow. None of that was seen at Fairview Road when the Canton police officers, 5 of them, searched the area with the leaf blower in daylight. I mean, you cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up.
Just going to be right from moment. Now, as far as the damage area that you were discussing previous that you observed in the January 29th, the South Port, February 1st in the South Port, and then the item that was just marked as evidence. What, if anything, you observed in the right rear passenger side taillight area?
It's broken.
You can see the inconsistent lighting. If you compare it to the left versus the right, there's a gap right there.
Yeah, she just hit it.
What you observed from that video, does that appear to be consistent with what you observed on January?
It's not destroyed. A large part of it's still lit up.
29th at the Canton Police Department, February 1st, and in the item of evidence that was just marked.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Cummings, you can take that down.
Yes,
and then
Mr.
they
O'Keefe's,
show John's car, and John's car is not messed up. But again, this is the area right here. I did not realize how big a Chevy Traverse is. A Chevy Traverse is bigger than a Lexus LX. And it weighs 6,160 pounds. And Karen's taillight would have been right about here when she backed into it. Her car weighs 6,000 pounds. His car weighs 6,000 pounds. That's 12,000 pounds of force, metal, moving into each other. If you hit that at the right angle, it can easily snap the polycarbonate glass. It can't happen on a soft body, though. Soft body weighs 200 pounds, as opposed only 200 pounds of force is pushing back on the taillight. This is 6,000 pounds of metal pushing back on that taillight at just a sharp enough angle. Of course you can break a taillight doing that. Of course you can. They think this, and you can do that without damaging the Chevy Traverse. Easily, just it cracks it. And the taillight can be pushed into the taillight. Like when you break it, it can go inside the housing. Doesn't have to fall outside either. Give me a break.
Chevy Traverse vehicle.
Okay, so we're going to skip this.
The driver's side.
And what, if any, damage did you observe that area of the vehicle on February 3rd when you were there?
No damage.
No damage. Yeah. Okay. And then this dude bricked like, okay.
So if I could ask you just to,
I love when they get the gloves out. They get the gloves out.
Back of items that,
and like they get the gloves out and the scissors to make it look like, oh, we're real professional here. We do things by the book. Yeah, I put gloves on in court. I would never mishandle evidence, like throw a shirt on the floor and let it sit there. I would never, throw a bunch of shit in a bag, wet clothing. I would never do that. I would never collect blood with red Solo cups. I would never do anything like that because I wear gloves. Look at me. I'm a serious cop. I'm a serious detective. I use big words sometimes unnecessarily. Me and Bukkake, we do that. We're real police. We're serious cops. Sure you are. Losers.
Seized on February 11th. And if you could,
fragments.
Oh, taillight.
I've seen some of the pieces. It's been taped over.
Okay. Oh, I bet you there's taillight in there. Yep, he always finds taillight, doesn't he? Oh, taillight. And then he shows. I love
access that footage.
Yeah, I wasn't able to obtain a activity log of who was using the device, what device was accessing the system. Something. If someone logged in, was not provided with any record of who was logging in and what day or time.
Now, are you familiar with the term, just as far as videos are concerned or electronic devices, what's referred to as a digital footprint?
Yes.
Now, with respect to some of these, or the ring videos in totality that you received and that you also view pursuant to the app on Mr. O'Keefe's phone, were there certain time periods where you would have expected to see video in which there was no?
Yes.
And can you describe to the jury sort of when those time periods were?
So the ring camera above Mr. O'Keefe's garage is pretty sensitive. So It does not have Miss Reed arriving back at Mr. O'Keefe's house around 12:34 a.m. is approximately was when she should have arrived. The only video, there's a gap from approximately 11:45 p.m. on the 28th to about 5:07 a.m. on the 29th when Miss Reed's backing out. It never has her pulling into the garage. And there's also a second video of.
So the ring, they're accusing her. They're still on this. Oh, she deleted the ring camera video. Except both kids testified that Karen didn't even have access to it. He did. Whoever had John's phone did. Karen didn't have John's phone. One of these pigs did.
Miss Roberts, Miss McCabe, and Miss Reed looking at the broken taillight in the morning.
What, if any, follow-up or inquiry did you make of Ring in regard to those missing videos?
I've inquired several different times as far as if a video is deleted, is there some type of a record?
That was his inquiry. But next question, I'll allow that.
Now, as far as that term that you used before, as far as 2024, do you recall that date?
I do not, sir.
At some point over the course of your investigation, were you made aware of forensic evidence in relation to the taillight housing that was introduced earlier at the visit?
Yes.
And with respect to that, at some point, did you have occasion to meet with Sergeant Brian Gallerani of the Needham Police Department?
Okay, yeah.
DNA of 𝗧𝗏 is collected.
Yeah, he gave
With any of those witnesses, had you met, or were you around the same ages as you, or went to high school with you at the same time?
How about this? Okay.
How much older than you would Julie and Chris Albert?
At least 10 years.
So he's saying Julie and Chris Albert are at least 10 years older than him. Therefore, he couldn't possibly be friends with them. Colin's 20 years younger than them, so he couldn't be. First of all, Julie Albert, class of 94. He's class of 2000, so that's 6 years. But I digress. You can still be friends with somebody of that age. Regardless, the connection here is that Courtney Proctor, class of 98, is good best friends with Jill Daniels, also class of 98. Her older sister, Julie Albert's class of 1994. So Courtney Proctor and Jill Daniels are the two glues that kind of bring the Proctors and the Alberts together. And, you know, Proctor's like best friends with his sister for some reason. They talk 5 or 6 times a day. So that's the connection between Michael and Courtney. And then Jill is best friends with her, and Jill is obviously close to her sister, Julie, and they all become friends that way. Close enough so that, you know, that Courtney Proctor's kids take pictures with Julie Albert's kids for some reason. Like, and looks like they're at, like, you know, not professionally done pictures, but like weird pictures. Like their kids are all friends together and shit. I mean, Mrs. Proctor, Michael's father, calls the Alberts a second family, but he barely knows them.
And as far as Colin Albert, what's the age difference between yourself and him?
At least 20.
And again, so it's like he doesn't have to know them that well. He doesn't. All his sister does. Like that. If his sister and his mother are like we know the Alberts, they're good boys. You have to help them out. You have to help them out, Mikey. You got, like, Mikey's in a position of power here. Mikey's got to help him out. You got to arrest that. You got to arrest that woman. You got to do it.
Thursday around the time of January 2022. And what is the age difference between yourself and your sister?
She's 2 years older than me.
And how close are you and your sister?
She's probably one of my best friends. We talk about 5-6 times a day.
It's fucking weird.
In person or text, or if you
everything, FaceTime, phone.
Where the interview took place?
Yes, it was out there.
All right, so we take a break here. I think this was lunch. Then we come back from lunch and the fun starts.
You are me. So, jurors, before we begin, Mr. Lely,
and at those times that you were at the same function, 6 times or so, how much interaction would you have with either Christopher Albert or Julie Albert or even Colin Albert at those functions?
Okay.
Yes.
And different text strings from that iCloud data from your personal cell phone, correct?
Correct.
And with respect to what has just been placed before you, is that
okay?
An excerpt or a piece?
Now the fun part here, the text messages. So first off, if I'm on this jury, I got to be asking myself, and other people were asking this, and I saw that somebody asked this in the Lawyer You Know's chat. They're like, why do they have his texts? He's not on trial. Why do they have, like, it'd be understandable if they have Karen Reed's texts, but why do they have this guy's texts, right? Wouldn't you be asking yourself that if you were a juror? Like, why? And we know the answer to that. FBI. That's how. The FBI investigation, they got Proctor's phone. Not his work phone, his personal phone. And I would hope that they're asking this. And now they got to be wondering, why is the FBI investigating these guys? Like, I'm assuming they're putting the pieces together at this point that something's not right here.
From those particular messages.
It is.
And from the front page of that, can you tell the jury who towards the middle of the first page?
Okay.
On there, we're down to more 2021 at 8:48 a.m. The last message sent is 8:31, 2022 at 11:19 p.m.
And is there also within that conversation details an indication as far as number of messages over that time frame within this communication?
There is.
And what does it list for number of messages?
It's 38,700.
Lally, you're killing us.
And that last text message, did you respond to that at approximately 10:53 p.m.?
Yes.
And what was your response?
John O'Keefe.
And the next message down from there, also at 10:53
This is him talking to his boys.
The custody of his sister's kids.
That's your response. There's another response above that. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what does that say?
How old?
And you respond as far as he took custody of his sister's kids, correct?
Correct.
Skipping down a couple, do you see an entry at 10:53:49?
It's to John O'Keefe.
And is that something you sent or one of your friends sent?
One of my friends sent.
No, let's skip this part. Skip. They took a break here, 10-minute break. Okay. Let's get back to because there's
Yes, sir.
all right, here we go.
Proceed, John.
Yes.
Trooper, if I could direct you back to page 2529 within that packet before you. And below that text stating what's that, I don't have the book anymore. You respond, is that correct?
Yes.
And what is it that you say there?
This one is a nightmare. Forget about the kids. That's awful.
And sir, if I could direct your attention again within that same packet to 2532.
This one is a nightmare. Forget about the kids. That's awful.
Okay, yeah, he's talking.
And sir, if I could direct your attention again within that same packet to 2532.
Actually, did we miss something good there? Hold on.
To page 2529 within that packet before you. And below that text stating what's that, I don't have the book anymore. You respond, is that correct?
Yes.
And what is it that you say there?
This one is a nightmare. Forget about the kids. That's awful.
6 p.m., is that correct?
Yes.
Who's that from?
A friend who lives in Tennessee.
And what does he say in that text?
I'm sure the owner of the house will receive some shit.
And you respond at 10:56 as well as 10:57,
Here
is that correct?
we go. Here we go. Here we
And what
go.
is it that you respond?
My first response was nope. Homeowner is a Boston cop too.
So his buddy in Tennessee tells him, wow, the homeowner is going to take some shit, you know, because there's a dead cop on his lawn. So the homeowner is probably going to take some shit, right? And he says, nope. He's Boston police. We're not going to bother him. We're not going to bother him. Not nope, like he didn't do anything, or nope, that has nothing to do with him. His answer is nope. He's Boston police. He's Boston police. So there's that.
And what, if anything, were you saying, or what was the purpose of that text in regard to the homeowner?
I was just letting him know that essentially Mr. O'Keefe is a Boston cop and the homeowner was a Boston cop as well.
Yeah, so we're not
Now,
going
if I could turn your attention to 2533.
we're not going to do anything.
And top of the page, sir, if you could read through that page as far as who's texting and what do they say?
Again, for my friend from Tennessee and myself.
Here we go. Here we go.
I hope not, but I can't see it. I responded with, she waffled him. I looked at his body at the hospital. He was banged up.
She waffled him. That's also, waffled. Talk about dehumanizing John O'Keefe. He compares him to a fucking waffle, like a waffle maker. You smash it. You know what I mean? You got waffled. That's what he called. Like she said, he waffled her. He looked like a waffle. Look how embarrassed he
Now,
is.
as far as the next text from a 781 number, what does that say?
Did he get beat up?
And you responded to that, is that correct?
I did.
The objection is sustained as to form.
What, if any, response did you provide to that?
Nope.
Objection was to the former question and answer.
I'll strike it.
Now turn your attention to 2534. And from this page, sir, if you could again just read through as far as indicating to the jury who's speaking and what is being said.
From the start of the first text, so the owner of the house?
Yes.
So the owner of the house was a woman cop that beat him? That's what I initially thought after talking to Kearney paramedic. Then I saw the guy.
And those last two are your responses, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, the following text messages are from your friend. Is that correct?
Yes.
So he initially thought that John got beat up. That's what he just said right there. There he goes. He initially thought John got beat
Yeah,
up.
Let's focus. What does 𝗬𝗏𝗲𝗺 mean? What's the story? I responded, she hit him with her car.
And she that you're
Somehow
referring to
he
there
knows
was-
that. He knows that.
Let's read.
Somehow he knows that already on the day of January 20th. He's got it all figured out. Then why haven't you arrested her yet?
Now, turning your attention to the next page, 2535. Again, if you could start at the top of the page and read through that page and just indicate to the jury who is talking and what is being said.
Okay. My friend in Tennessee states, okay, that's fucked up. I respond, intentional or not. Then another response, gotcha. He was frozen in the driveway and she didn't see him, question mark. That's another animal we won't be able to prove. And then I respond, they arrived at the house together, gone to an argument.
I don't speak out loud or out of turn.
If the objection's overruled.
It's overruled.
But
I can say this, there needs to be an identifier of who's
I understand what you think the mix-up is. So, Mr. Lally, go back.
Thank you.
Sir, if you could please, again, start at the top of the page and just indicate.
No, just after the gotcha, he was frozen in the driveway, correct, Mr. Jackson?
That's correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
I respond, that's another animal we won't be able to prove. I follow that up. They arrived at the house together, got into an argument. She was driving and left.
How did he know they got into an argument? Where did this come from? There's only two people in that car, Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. This idea that they got into an argument while they were in a car, she never said that. No one has ever testified that they got into an argument inside the car. That is a completely made up lie in order for them to try to make sense of this. That's all that is.
71 number responds with, what's the name of the can't cop with can, the other one involved.
And how do you respond to that, sir?
There's several other messages before I issue a response.
Objection again. Bottom of the page.
So it's not an objection, but Mr. Lally, why don't you point to him?
So, sir, at the bottom of page 2535, you have a response. Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Correct.
And what is that response?
They arrived at the house together, got into an argument. She was driving and left.
Okay. So then go and read them. Yeah.
Evidence.
You indicated 50, correct?
Correct.
What did you mean by that?
That Miss Reed had struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page 2537.
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges brought on the girl.
January 29, 2022 at 11:04 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. Can you read that response to the jury?
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges brought on the girl.
There'll be some
What did you mean by
serious
that?
charges.
That throughout the course of the day, we had compelling evidence that Miss Reed struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
What was the compelling evidence? What was the compelling evidence that he found during the course of the day? What was the compelling evidence? They didn't find any taillight yet. They didn't find, they didn't find all of his 45 pieces of taillight. Like, so what is the compelling evidence that she struck him with the car? Like, what is the compelling evidence?
You have two responses from friends, same friends, at the bottom of that page, 2537. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are those responses?
It's not even
Voice up
hearsay.
loud,
It's
please,
not even hearsay.
Trooper Proctor, jurors can't hear
Nobody,
you.
he didn't hear
Yes,
him
Your Honor.
say it. Nobody heard.
Number ending 5051. Got to be. I can only imagine what internal affairs of the BPD are trying to get out there. The second response, same number. She hot at least.
Is she hot at least? Listen to
And
this.
turning your attention to the next page, 2538. At the top, if you could just read a series of responses from yourself, correct?
Yes, sir.
Read from those, sir.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
so these came from me. From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job. CUNT.
She's a whack job. CUNT. We could barely hear this guy, by the way. You guys are lucky. You got to hear him. We're standing over there. He's like whispering. He was so quiet. She's a whack job. CUNT. Nope. It's like when Colin Albert tried to say that, saying I'm a F you up. Remember Colin said that when he was on the stand. He's like, I'm gonna F you up. No, you didn't say that. You said I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm a cunt. The word's cunt, Proctor.
Objection.
Objection. Say it.
So
Say it.
don't spell it. You have to. So these are your words, Trooper
Say it.
Proctor.
Say it.
Go ahead and
Say
say
it.
Cunt.
Cunt. Say it. Say my name. Cunt. Cunt, 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 cunt. Say it.
Yeah, she's a babe. Weird Fall River accent, though. Though. No ass.
He did not want to say that. He is so embarrassed. Can we just play that part again? First of all, what the hell is a Fall River accent? I didn't know they had their own accent in Fall River. Although the first time I met Karen Reed, I'm like, she does have a distinct accent. It's not like a real masshole accent. It is kind of like a Rhode Island accent. It's not a Fall River accent though. Stop it. Stop it. Just the way he said no ass, he did not want to say that. Just listen to that. Watch it again. We got to listen to that again. Hold on.
Trooper Proctor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Here he goes.
Cunt.
Cunt.
Yeah, she's a babe.
Cunt.
With Fall River accent though. Though.
Here he goes. Here he goes. There. He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say it.
No ass.
He did not want to say that. Can I play that one more time? No ass. No ass.
These are your words, Trooper Proctor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Cunt. Cunt.
Yeah, she's a babe. Weird Fall River accent though.
Here he goes.
Though.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes.
No ass.
He's just looking at it. He's like, do I really? She's a weird Fall River accent though. No ass. That's just funny, man. That's funny. That's good. Like we couldn't hear him over there. He tried, and the jury couldn't hear him either. The whole jury is like the people down, like jurors number 9 and 10, they were like getting the fucking court officers to be like, can you get him to speak up? No one could hear, like, this is critical testimony. He's like, no ass. No ass. Notice he just looks, he cannot look these people in the eyes. The rest of them like looked at him and he's like, no ass. He's ashamed of this. He is ashamed, as he should be.
And sir, what is it that you were referring to there? Why would you text that?
These were.
And does she have? Oh, I mean, I got to be honest with you. Like when Karen Reed was arrested in those yoga pants, she was looking good. I haven't really looked, but is that even true? I don't know. Like, how did he make that how did he make the determination so fast that she had no ass? More importantly, why the hell is he looking at that? What is this guy a professional or not? Disgusting. Disgusting. First of all, Karen Reed's definitely better looking than his wife. Definitely better looking than his wife. Much curvier too. His wife is and less cuntier, which is a real nice thing. Okay, let's play some more.
From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm talking about Mr. Homeowner, Mr. Albert. Like I mentioned, the compelling evidence against Ms. Reed at this point indicated that Mr. Albert had nothing to do with Mr. O'Keefe's death.
Okay, right.
The rest of the unprofessional and regrettable comments are something I'm not proud of, and I shouldn't have wrote in the private or any type of setting.
Again, like why? This is a walk of shame that they made him do. It's regrettable. I never should have said it. You just didn't think you get caught. You didn't think the FBI would come and get your phone. It's regrettable because you got caught and you're being forced to read these. And that's why I asked Alan Jackson, I'm like, is Adam Lally working for you guys now? Like he brings up Nicholas Barros, who helps you. And then he brings up this clown and he just makes him do the walk of shame in front of millions of people. Like read these horribly inappropriate and unprofessional text messages so we can show the whole world what a scumbag you are. Why couldn't he be like, I plead the fifth? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I know it would sabotage the case, but I'd still be like, nah, I'm good. She can walk. It's okay. Like to bring this from a 0.001% chance to 0.002. This actually makes it worse. How? Like, what the hell? I know that they're going to bring her up. I know that they're going to bring it up, that the defense is going to bring it up. So they have to get out ahead of this. But like the plan seems to be to just make sense of this. Like the whole plan here for Lally, as far as he's concerned, is not that this lead detective is a disgrace and he can't trust this guy anymore. I get that Lally like has to play the hand that he's dealt. Like this is his witness, right? This is his lead detective. It sucks. He's a scumbag. He wishes it wasn't so. But he actually tries to justify this stuff. He tries to be like, yeah, this is all bad, but he only said it because she's a murderer, because he really believed she was a murderer. So therefore, all of this unprofessional conduct is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine.
Sir, at some point, if I could turn your attention to page 2540.
No, yeah. Look,
the number ending in 5051.
There we go. Yeah.
And who is depicted in that photograph that was shared within the group text?
It's Miss Reed being escorted out of the state police.
Oh, here we go.
Milton Barracks.
Here we go.
And these are all from February 1st of 2022, around that time frame. Is that correct?
Yes.
What do they say? What does it say?
Now, sir, if I could direct you to page 2543.
Okay. Number ending in 4146. Question is that chick a smoke? Again, 4146 question mark. I respond EH.
Yeah.
I respond again, nutbag, as Chief would say.
Nutbag, you call it. Is that like they're just that's all they're talking about? This is a dead Boston cop. A dead Boston cop, John, and a father of 2 orphan children, twice orphan now. And this woman allegedly killed him, and they seem to believe this. And what are they talking about? Is she a smoke? You fucking pigs. You absolute pigs, dude. Pigs. I remember when this happened, when Kearney was arrested. I remember, I mean, I didn't get into the case when it first happened, but I remember looking at it and nothing at all. You think, I'm told I'm controversial. That thought never crossed my mind. Like, is she hot? My first thought is she a killer? Like, what, how horrible that this happened? You know, I can't be on purpose. That really sucks. At no point was like, yo, bro, is she a smoke? But that's what these pigs do. And that's exactly what these guys are. They're pigs. All of them. They're a disgrace. They're nothing but these, you know, class of 2000 I-95 jocks. And that's what they are. They're all from they're all from some town off of 95. Dedham, Norwood High School, Canton, Stoughton, all the same. They're all from that area. They all grew up in Norfolk County, know the same douchebag from Sharon, bro. And they all got on the Norfolk County District Attorney's office for the state police somehow. All of them. They're just overgrown meatheads who grew up and now they have guns and badges. And it's like they're still in high school. All of these idiots, all of them.
I also respond with, she's got a leaky balloon knot, leaks poo.
She's got a leaky balloon knot, leaks poo. Apparently she had a colostomy bag. I mean, this is humiliating. I feel sick even hearing this. It's none of my business. This is horrible for him to say something like this. Horrible.
And what, if anything, is that in reference to?
Again, to misread some medical conditions there. Again, unprofessional comments I should not have made.
Unprofessional, more like horrifying. More like horrifying.
That I'm not proud of.
I'm not proud of. Okay. I learned my lesson, mommy.
As far as attitudes expressed within these text messages and other text messages, what, if any, impact did that have as far as your investigation was concerned regarding these?
Oh, none.
These juvenile, unprofessional comments have zero impact on the facts and the evidence and the integrity of this investigation. They said these are unprofessional comments, but they absolutely do not detract from the integrity of the investigation or the facts and evidence of it.
Okay, yeah, right. Sure.
May I approach this retreat?
Yes.
A variety of different people from that same sort of iCloud area of your personal phone, correct? With members of the Kearney phone.
One communication was to coordinate interview times for firefighters and fire of relevant security videos.
I'm showing you another document similar to what I'd asked you about the prior packet as far as a first message sent, date and time, last message sent.
8 p.m.
At 8:30, that's August 30th, is that correct?
I'm sorry, yes, August 30th, 2022.
And similarly to the other messages, is there an indication as far as how many number of messages were sent between yourself and your sister over that time period? Do you see that from December 10th of 2021 at approximately 9? Do you recall what that was in regard to?
From the sounds of my mother had a stomach bug.
Page 2667.
Correct.
And if you could read from the top of the page through the end, and please.
So this is with his sister. This is with his sister.
So I texted my sister at work. What's up? She responds, what? Why? I respond, I just found it frozen to death on a front lawn in Canton this morning. Actually just interviewed Jen McCabe. Said she knows you.
I actually just interviewed Jen McCabe. She says she knows you. Of fucking course she did. Of course she did. Of course. So we're to believe that Michael Proctor has never met Jennifer McCabe before this. Okay. I don't believe that, but okay. And he interviews Jennifer McCabe. First time they've ever met at her house. And what is the first thing Jen McCabe says to him? I know your sister. Of course she does. That is exactly what Jennifer McCabe was doing the entire morning. Schmoozing. Going up to Seraph, going up to Mulaney, going up to Good, going up to Lanka. going up to Gallagher and just shooting the shit. Be like, oh yeah, I know your sister. Oh yeah, she's great. Oh yeah, she's good friends with my friend Julie. Oh yeah, we hung out many times before. We had beers. We had down CF McCarthy's. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Then we went to the strip club together. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it's just, see what I'm like. I thought that was really telling, that Jennifer McCabe felt the need to mention that to Michael Proctor. Oh, I know your sister. See, we're cool. This isn't like a big grilling thing. I'm not a suspect. I can't be a suspect. I know your sister. I'm friends with her. Schmoozing. Chip.
And they knows you. Who are you referring to?
My sister.
And how did your sister respond to that?
Cut the shit. I responded to you. There was a typo correction with my response to you. She responded, yeah, she knows Jack very well. She's really good friends with Julie. My sister continues on. Her sister is married to Brian Albert. My sister asks, you still working? ? I says, yeah, going to be out for a while. Homicide.
And as far as your answers to those questions, or as far as your communications that you have with your sister at this time, on the afternoon of January 29th, what were those in regard to, or why were you communicating that to your sister?
At that time, it was just in the news. I was just kind of.
Attention to the next page, 260.
Thing is a homicide. I respond. This is at 3 in the afternoon on the 29th. Don't say a word to anyone. She said, of course not. I respond, and at the very least, it's suspicious. She responds, this is your livelihood. And then I would never.
Okay, this was one of the most underrated interactions of the entire thing that I wanted to bring up. I listened to this again today, and I'm like, oh shit, somebody else pointed this out to me, a friend of mine. And I'm like, that is really interesting. Listen to this interaction between him and Courtney Proctor.
Miss with that. 3 in the afternoon on the 29th. Don't say a word to anyone. She said, of course not. I respond, and at the very least, it's suspicious.
In the very least, it's suspicious. The death of John O'Keefe is suspicious at the very least. What's suspicious about it? Do tell. I thought you guys knew it was Karen Reed. So what's suspicious about what's going on here?
She responds, this is your livelihood.
She responds, this is your livelihood. Oh yeah, this is your job. Don't fuck it up. Don't play around, man. This is your livelihood. Play this by the book, Courtney Proctor says, right? And what does he say?
And then I would never mess with that.
I would never mess with that. And then he messes with that, doesn't he?
307, I respond, Julie and Chris were at the bar with the victim and girlfriend. Got to interview them.
Got to interview them. Yeah, go and interview them.
These are messages from February 1st, 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the one at the top starts about February 1st, 5:57 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
And again, if you could read through as far as who's speaking and what the content of those messages are.
I texted my sister, what's up? She responded, nothing. I just saw Julie, and she said, when this is all over, she wants to get you a thank you gift. And
Julie Albert tells Courtney Proctor on February 1st, the day Karen Reed is arrested and perp walked into Stoughton District Court, when this is all over, we're going to get you a thank you gift. A thank you gift for what? What would Julie Albert have to thank him for? What? Why would he need to thank Michael Proctor for arresting Karen Reed? Oh yeah, Michael Proctor never interviewed Colin Albert, her stupid dopey son, who was at the house that night. Never interviewed him. Maybe that's what the thank you is for. And the correct response to that is wildly inappropriate. This is a murder investigation. I have to report this to my boss for ethical reasons. I definitely can't accept a gift from a civilian for doing my job. What does he say? What does he say?
Respond, get Elizabeth one.
Oh, get his wife one. Get his stupid wife Elizabeth one. Oh, okay. Yeah, just do it. Launder it through her. It's like Hunter Biden. Just do it through Hunter, not through the big guy. Not through the big guy. Oh my goodness.
Elizabeth's my wife. Okay, and my sister responds, because I guess her and Chris were friends with John, and she's so proud of you for leading this. And then
her and Chris were friends. She's so proud of you. You're so proud.
Writes Elizabeth ? I respond with, she's been stuck with the kids for the last 10 nights. My sister responded, yeah, but she knew what life is like married to a cop.
Yeah, right.
And sir, as far as the gift that's mentioned, as far as Julie Albert, is that anything that you have received at any point in time?
I never received a gift. I never asked for a gift. My wife never received a gift. She never asked for a gift.
So he didn't receive one, guys. It's all good. He never got it. It's all good. Nothing to see here.
How would you describe this context of this conversation, or why that's being discussed at this time?
Again, I don't know the thought process of my sister and Julie as far as bringing that idea into of a gift. My sister responded, "No, I have no idea what the hell you."
Read through and just indicate as far as who's saying, who's speaking and what they're talking.
I started out, we write like 8 to 12 warrants on each case. My sister responded, "No, I have no idea what the hell you do or how it works." I responded on the 10th at 7:36 p.m. I'm starving, but I also just want to go home. Thanks, though. And my sister responds, "Yeah, but is dinner going to be waiting?" She responded with, "Ha, ha, ha." And then I responded, "Yep." And then my sister responded with, "Okay, it's fine. Mom and I just don't want to go home."
Again, what is your wife's name?
Elizabeth.
Okay, so this is him texting with his wife.
That indicate as far as dates,
Elizabeth.
times, and number of messages involved.
Yeah, so the first message sent 5/20/2022 at 6:19 p.m. The last message sent 8/31/2022 at 9:16 p.m.
And what, if any, indication does it give as far as number of messages within that text chain?
1,632.
And of those 1,162, there's one message that's listed on that. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what is the date and time of that message, and what does it say? Who's speaking?
This is me speaking on June 9th, 2022 at 4:56 p.m. I text my wife waiting to lock this whack job up.
This is the day that Karen Reed was arrested in her backyard, by the way. We're going to lock this nut job up, he says. We're like a nut job, he calls her, a nut job.
And what are you referring to in that text, sir?
I'm referring to the arrest after Ms. Reed was indicted by the grand jury.
And again, as far as the terminology that you use in that text message to your wife, why is it?
Again, unprofessional messages I should not have sent. I don't have an explanation other than they're regrettable and something I'm not proud of, the language I used.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Okay, so then to approach, blah, blah, blah. During the approach, I looked at Michael Proctor the entire time. I just stared at him. He could not look me in the eyes. He couldn't do it.
When she was at the hospital.
On the language used in the January 29th and February 1st or 2nd text communications among your friend group. With reference to that particular time frame and the language that you used, what sort of information have you gathered to that point, and why would you say or use that particular language in your, particularly in your descriptions of the fact?
So this is, 16, 18 hours later, and I conducted multiple interviews.
Speak up.
Conducted multiple interviews. We knew Mr. O'Keefe never went into Fairview Road. We knew there was one shoe at the scene, one shoe at the hospital. Mr. O'Keefe.
How did he know that he had never been inside the house? How did he know at that point? How could he possibly know that John O'Keefe had not been in the house at that point? Oh, because the people said so? The people, okay. Did you search the house? Look for something? No, you didn't.
Based off Mr. O'Keefe's injuries, Miss Reed's statements when Sergeant Buchanan and I interviewed her, her broken taillight, the missing taillight, some taillight pieces found at the scene.
He's justifying the messages.
Compelling evidence pointing directly at Miss Reed as she struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
The compelling evidence
led me to make those comments. Whether, like I said, they weren't professional comments, but
it's okay that he made these comments because she's a murderer. So it's okay to talk about, call a colostomy bag a balloon knot or some shit.
Based on the day's investigation, it was clear that Miss Reed had struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
It was clear. He decided.
So if I could turn your attention to the documents before you recognize those.
Nut bag.
I do.
And as far as the participants in that particular conversation, who would have
here we go.
It's Trooper David 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧.
Okay.
Myself.
And Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧 and yourself both work within the same unit with the state police, is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
And beyond the professional relationship you have with yourself, between yourself and Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧, how would you characterize your relationship, generally speaking?
We're buddies, we go all together, hang outside of work, our kids play together, so,
yeah.
And so, we're friends.
Yeah.
Now, within the, again, as far as the first message sent, date and time, and last message sent, date and time within this conversation, if you could describe that for the jury.
First message sent, date and time, March 17th, 2022, 11:08 a.m. Last message sent, date and time, August 18th, 2022, 6:08 a.m.
And again, the number of messages listed within this text chain?
87.
And fair to say the documents before you did not contain 87. Is that fair to say? 22 at 10:52 in the morning, is that correct? Speaking at each respective times.
Okay. I start out without a doubt. He's got diarrhea of the mouth too. Trooper 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧, rookie move, not going into a meeting with the 𝗵𝗵𝗲 and getting.
So the rookie move, so 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗧, who, by the way, have you seen this guy? Have I shown you guys 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧? All you got to do is look at his yearbook picture. It really says it all. Again, like, I got to find 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗧. Like, look at this dude. Just look at this guy. I can only imagine what he looks like as a grown-up. There's 𝗕𝗫𝗂. He's the biggest attitude. Look at, he looks like Donkey Lips, doesn't he? It's Donkey Lips, guys. I bet you he's a fat bastard now. He's got to be. I've never seen him as a grown-up. And why does this chick look like a 35-year-old MILF in high school? Renee Weber. Yikes. I mean, she looked good, but doesn't she look like a hot soccer mom here? I thought this would be a teacher. No way. Anyway, I'm getting a little off track here with Donkey Lips. Okay. And then this is his bio. His bio says Blumpkin, Fudge, Fupa. So this is the kind of meathead. This is who grows up to be a state police detective in Norfolk County. I mean, unbelievable, right? It went to Norwood High School, I believe. Of course, they all went up and down. They all went to Norwood, Dedham, Canton, or Stoughton. One of those. Maybe Westwood. Maybe. A little ritzy there, but all right. Anyway, back to this.
That homicide determination. I respond. Yuri and I had 2 conference calls with her, sent her numerous photos, etc.
So him and Echenick, this is important. Him and Echenick sent the medical examiner pictures beforehand and had conversations with her. They told her before doing the exam, dude got hit by a car. She worked backwards from there. So she has to explain, why do you think she wrote that there's no defensive wounds on him? I guarantee they asked her. She hasn't testified yet. They asked her, he was not in a fight, right? Why else would she say there's no defensive wounds? I've never heard a medical examiner say what didn't happen in a report. Usually they explain what they did die of.
We laid out the entire case for her. 𝗵𝗵𝗍𝗂 responds, not good enough. Should have had me or Jeff do it. I respond,
we laid out the entire case for her. And then 𝗕𝗫𝗂 goes, you should have me or Jeff do it. Why? And then what does Proctor say?
You 2 did it. She would have made it accidental or natural causes.
If you 2 did it, she would have made it accidental or natural causes. And we don't want that. We don't want that to be it. We don't want natural causes to be the determination that we're trying to pin a murder on this woman.
And can you explain the context of those communications, or what exactly is it that you and 𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗂 are talking about in that communication?
Okay. So the ME is a medical examiner. They conducted the autopsy of Mr. O'Keefe. Our office is kind of a little bit of a locker room.
Hold on, wait for the ambulance.
The office.
Speak up. The jurors can't hear you. Way back with the court office.
The office is a bit of a locker room, he says. Speak up, she says. Finally, she said something. It's actually not a locker room. It's a professional workplace, not a locker room. I don't know if you know that.
Mr. Standing.
I know what a balloon.
So like I said, the ME stands for medical examiner. They conducted the autopsy of Mr. O'Keefe. Because I'll address the conference calls Sergeant Buchanan and I had with the medical examiner. The doctor had some questions as to the facts and evidence, kind of what had transpired, which is common. Even if it's, if it's a homicide, I've had many calls with the medical examiner's office. Even if it's a suicide or overdose, always with a homicide, the doctor wants to know what transpired.
Okay.
𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗂 and myself, we kind of like to bust each other's chops, go back and forth.
Oh, we like to bust each other. They're just busting each other's chops. We bust chops there. That's what we do. Me and 𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗂, yeah.
That's what he meant by saying rookie move, not going into a meeting with the ME and getting that homicide determination.
Yeah,
the original determination came back.
Sustained. Next question, Mr. Norman.
Now, as far as attending the autopsy, is that something that typically someone within your office would do, within your unit would do with regard to any sort of death investigation?
Yes.
And do you know who attended the autopsy of Mr. O'Keefe in this specific case?
Trooper Connor Keefe.
And so as far as 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗂's reference to you not going in, or Sergeant Buchanan not going in, is that what you believe 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗂 was referring to in that message?
Objection. Sustained as to the form.
You indicated that you and 𝗵𝗍𝗍𝗂 busted each other's chops. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And can you describe a little more, expound upon that as far as the nature of your relationship and sort of the
tell us how you busted
other communications that you have?
How did you bust chops?
Basically, just kind of needling each other.
Yeah.
As far as your interpretation,
a little
you interpret that as
grab-ass.
a serious comment or something said in jest.
I interpreted that as a typical joke from 𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗂.
Oh, okay.
May I approach your retreat?
Is between myself and Trooper 𝗍𝗂.
Okay, more.
And again, what is the first message sent, date and time, last message sent, date and time, and number of messages contained therein?
First message sent, date and time, April 28th, 2022 at 1:09 p.m.
April 28th.
Last message sent, date and time, April 28th, 2022, 4:45. So I sat out, of course, it's undetermined. She was a whack job.
She's a whack job. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Karen's a whack job. He's so ashamed. Look at how ashamed he is.
𝗕𝗶𝗄𝗁 responds, "Dear God, WTF, what the hell is inconclusive about the whole thing?"
Because I believe the original report said it was inconclusive. They don't like that. What was inconclusive about it? I don't know.
And as far as your indication there, as far as she was a whack job, who are you referring to there?
Miss Reed.
Oh, yeah, that's appropriate.
Now, as far as the undetermined of what you're talking about, what is sort of the content or the context of this conversation?
That would be the manner of death was determined to be undetermined by the medical examiner's office.
Yeah,
So I asked you again, as far as your reference there in the bottom of the first page, as far as she was a whack job, who do you believe you're referring to there?
Miss Reed.
Miss Reed or the medical examiner?
Miss Reed.
At least he says Miss Reed and not the defendant. That's.
May I approach, John?
Yes.
Okay, a little break here, breaky break. And then we come back.
Unmuted.
Okay.
21.
What do you recognize those to be?
Another text thread between myself, Trooper 𝗕𝗁𝗂, and Trooper 𝗂𝗂𝗁.
Okay.
Trooper 𝗂𝗂𝗁 is another trooper within your unit in the state police, is that correct?
Yes.
And again, if you could read from the first message sent date and time, and the last message sent date and time.
First message sent, date and time, 5/24/2022, 9:21 p.m. Last message sent, date and time, 8/24/2022, 4:56 p.m.
And as far as the number of messages indicated within this text chain between yourself, Trooper 𝗂𝗂𝗁, and Trooper 𝗕𝗁𝗂?
494.
Who cares?
Documents before you did not get
Who
Trooper
cares?
𝗂𝗂𝗁, is that correct?
Correct.
And what is that?
Appears to be a picture of a toy Santa Claus.
Okay, toy Santa Claus, yeah. Because
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page 2644.
Okay, look.
Yes.
Very bottom of the page. You know, I may approach just to point it out. What is it that you're referring to there?
Again, a regrettable comment I made about Miss Reed's medical condition.
What'd you say?
Now, if I could.
If you like women who shit themselves.
Oh, there it is.
You know, I may
There
approach
it
just to
is.
point it out.
I missed
I
it.
see it, sir.
Here he goes. He does not want to read these.
Okay.
If you could read what you wrote on June 9th, 2022, around that time, sir.
If you like women who shit themselves.
Look how ashamed he is. She cannot look up. He's like, is she hot? Yeah, if you like women who shit themselves. I mean, what a pig. What a fucking pig. He hated Karen Reed, huh? What did Karen Reed ever do to him? Nothing. He just hated her. I mean, it's not okay. Even if she was a killer, it's not okay to talk about a defendant this way, man. They have rights. You cannot talk about somebody this way when you're a cop. Unacceptable. It's just like people like this have no business being police officers. God, could you imagine? Can you just imagine the texts that they have about me? Can you imagine? I've humiliated. There's plenty of reason for these people to hate me. What did Karen Reed do to them? She doesn't have a TV show where she talks shit about them. I do. I just crap all over these people constantly. Imagine the things what they say about me in their text messages. Oh, good Lord. Need an FBI investigation to find out. Let's go.
Again, sir, what is it that you're referring to there?
Again, a regrettable comment I made about Miss Reed's medical condition.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say so.
Now, who is speaking and what is being said on page 2645?
I'm speaking right now. The statement she made tonight at 8/7 was mental. Thank Christ it was on BWC, which is body worn camera.
Yep. What'd she say?
Trooper 𝗂𝗂𝗁 responds, that's her. Smoke. Trooper 𝗂𝗂𝗁 again, what'd she say? I respond, said the Alberts beat the shit out of O'Keefe, left him for dead, and that's why her taillight was cracked. She's gross.
She's gross, yeah. She proposed an alternate theory when she was arrested that the Alberts did it. She's gross for that. That's a gross thing to do.
𝗕𝗁𝗂, oh, fuck her, bitch.
Oh, 𝗕𝗁𝗂 says, fuck her, bitch. Fuck her, bitch. Fuck her, bitch, 𝗕𝗁𝗂 says. He should be fired too. Why are these thugs with badges walking around? Trooper 𝗕𝗁𝗂, oh, I don't want to do witness intimidation. He's on the witness list. But let me tell you, sir, when this is all said and done, I'm going to have some questions for you, Trooper 𝗕𝗁𝗂, about why you think it's appropriate to speak about a woman like that in text messages. I don't want to intimidate you because I know you're on the witness list, Mr. 𝗕𝗁𝗂. So I don't need to catch another charge. When I ask these people questions, they call it witness intimidation. But I have some questions for you, Trooper 𝗕𝗁𝗂. about the language that you're using and why you think it's okay to talk like this about civilians.
Thank you, sir. Can I approach you, Retrieve, Your
Yes.
Sir, with reference to that last bit as far as June 9th, 2022.
Remember 𝗕𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 and 𝗧𝗂𝗏.
And who are the troopers that are listed within that?
This is a group text.
Trooper Chris Moore, Trooper
Moore.
Jeff 𝗏𝗂𝗁, Lieutenant John Fanning, Trooper 𝗕𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏, and Sergeant 𝗫𝗏𝗀𝗃.
So 𝗕𝗵𝗀𝗂, Fanning, 𝗫𝗏𝗃, and Chris Moore, who's also on the witness list, and 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗃, whatever his name is. They're all on this. It's a 6-person group chat. Keep in mind, Fanning is a lieutenant. He's 2 ranks above a lot of these guys. 𝗫𝗏𝗃 is a sergeant. So these are superiors. It is your job. You know, it's supposed to be like the principal of high school. Like, it's your job to set these people straight if they act a fool. They're your underlings. So let's see what kind of how comfortable does Michael Proctor feel talking to somebody like Lieutenant John Fanning and Sergeant 𝗫𝗏𝗃?
And what is the first message sent, date and time?
That would be 5/26/2022 at 8:19 p.m. Last message sent, date and time, 8/26/2022, 5:36 p.m.
And what is listed as far as the number of messages within this chain?
651.
Documents before you do not contain all 651 of those messages.
I hate
this
these
chain. Is that
stupid
correct?
questions.
Correct.
Now, you see a message sent from Trooper 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 on August 17th, 2022 at 9:42 p.m.
Yes.
And is that an image contained on the next page, which is 2683?
Yes, it is.
And what is the image of?
That is a picture of Mr. Yannetti, appears to be from quite some time ago.
Now, turning your attention to the next page, 2684. And there's a response from you, August 17th, 2022 at 9:44 p.m. Is that correct?
Sorry, should I go the date and time again, please?
26
Came from me. Funny, I'm going through.
8/17/2022, 9:44 p.m.
Yes.
You see there's like sort of 3 responses from you?
I have you now.
If you could just read the 3 responses from yourself, sir.
Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I hate that man. I truly am.
I'm going through David Yannetti's retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I truly hate that man. I hate that man. I truly hate that man. Notice he says it so fast, like, oh, maybe if I say it fast, they won't hear me. And he cannot look up. He's just ashamed. He's just staring at this paper. He knows how bad this is. He knows how humiliating. Like, dude, no nudes so far. I'm going through his retarded. I mean, how offensive can you be in one sentence? I mean, this is like a child. Like, what makes her retarded? How is she retarded? First of all, she's smarter than you, my dude. She graduated from Bentley in 3 years. She makes probably more money than you, which isn't easy because you suck off the state's tit for a living. And, you know, people trust her with their money. People don't trust you with shit. You're just a punk with a badge. That's all you are, Proctor, you little bitch. You mofo. Sean the Golf would say. And then it says, no nudes so far. That's the first thing you're looking for is nudes, naked pictures of her. Bro, dude. Oh my God, what they're going to find in my phone. Oh, dude, I can't wait for Tully to look through my phone so he can see what a man-sized one looks like. I cannot wait for Tully to just look at that and be like, God damn it. God damn it. He's better than me. That's what he's going to. I cannot wait. These people just go through your phones and find this shit. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Now, with reference to.
And by the way, and like, why does he hate, you know, why would he hate Yannetti? Like, what is he, like, what did Yannetti do? He's doing his job. He's doing his job. Give him a break. Like, everyone here is doing their job. How can you hate? Yeah, the intimidator. Exactly. He's going to be like, bro, no wonder this guy is so confident on his show. Holy shit. It's all making sense now.
At this point, when you're talking about his client's phone, who are you referring to?
Miss Reed.
And with regards to the phone at that point, can you describe for the jury sort of what's going on during
We're almost done.
August 17th, 2022 in regards to Miss Reed's phone?
So after obtaining a search warrant from Ms. Reed's phone, we weren't able to extract any data from it until August of 2023. Troopers in my office knew I was going through the phone that evening. I was most interested in location data, text messages, Google searches. That was the update I gave the troopers in the office. It was a distasteful joke. I should have gave a proper update instead of that. I wasn't able to go through the phone as thoroughly as possible because I came across some text between an attorney and Ms. Reed, so I had to stop going through her phone, and I made my supervisor aware of those communications.
And by the way, that whole thing right there, this is how I know Proctor is the source of all these leaks to the goddamn douchebags. They've all said the fake, I don't know if the fake victim told me, she's like, oh, there's something out there that's inadmissible in court that's going to prove that Karen Reed did it. Oh yeah. What's that? What's that you have? She's like, it's text messages between Yannetti and Karen on January 29th. Now I know where she got it from. These fucking assholes, right? This is the lie that these people start saying that, oh, there's proof. There's proof. She confessed to the whole thing to David Yannetti on January 29th in a text message, but it's inadmissible. Yeah, he saw it, but it's inadmissible. Fucking liars. Liars, liars, liars.
Now, just in reference to what you just said, this is in August of 2022.
Yeah, but then he stopped. Correct. Right.
So
I'm sure he
search warrant
stopped.
was obtained for the defendant's phone. Where did it go? You indicated you gave it to Trooper Carino, and where did it go?
Trooper Carino essentially hooks it up to a device called 𝗁𝗍𝗄, where he tries every possible combination passcodes
to get into the phone, correct?
Correct.
So from the time that you would seize it in late January or on January 29, 2022, until this of 2022, your access to the phone.
More evidence contained within the phone.
And so, sir, you mentioned at some point you came across some information that caused you to sort of freeze your looking through the phone. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so as far as that specific time period in August of 2022, when was the next time that you or any troopers from your office were able to actually look at any extraction of the defendant's phone?
So once I came across that text communication that took place on the 29th between Ms. Reed and an attorney, the phone had to be sent off to what they call a taint team to remove any attorney-client privilege information from the phone, and then it would be returned to us as well as defense received a copy of that as well. I'm not positive on the time. It was quite a long turnaround for that process to be complete.
Okay, a little sidebar here. Then Jackson's going to go in a minute. All right, here we go. Here we go.
You were sitting at your desk, presumably alone at your office, at about 10 p.m. at night, going through my client's personal cell phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
As a matter of fact, you were sitting there texting with your friends and colleagues at Massachusetts State Police about you going through her personal cell phone. Is that right?
Correct, sir.
And that included Trooper 𝗕𝗁𝗁, is that right?
Yeah. 𝗕𝗁𝗁, yes, sir.
Trooper Fanning, Trooper Butnick, Trooper Moore, and Trooper
𝗂𝗁𝗁𝗁.
Tell me that again?
𝗂𝗁𝗁𝗁.
Yes, sir. All the consonants are silent. That you were going through Karen Reed's cell phone about 9:45 at night.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Look how pissed he is. He's pissed. No. Look at Alan's face, dude.
I wasn't bragging, sir.
How did you refer to Ms. Reed in that text exchange where you informed them that you were going through her phone?
I used regrettable language. I said going through his retarded client's phone right now.
You were shown a photograph of my colleague, Mr. Yannetti, correct?
Yes.
This is great.
Right, Coach?
Yes.
This is great.
Same document.
He's disgusted.
The court has the copy that I was going to use.
Like, he is disgusted. He did not treat any other witness this way. He is disgusted. He hates Michael Proctor, and you can feel it in his bones. This is a man who loves his client, who considers her more than just a client, a friend, who he is not going to allow to go to jail. And this scumbag thinks he can put her in jail. Not happening. He is not going to allow that to happen.
Gotta give him back to me. Still Lally.
I've done that twice. Mr. Lally.
Correct.
All right. Is that a true and accurate reflection of the text messages that you were exchanging with Chris Moore, Jeff 𝗂𝗁𝗁𝗁, John Fanning?
Yes.
I'd ask this more.
Any objection?
Yeah.
Okay, another sidebar. Okay, another sidebar. All right. Okay, here we go.
Joe had sent you a photograph of my colleague, Mr. Yannetti, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, because of the technical issue, I'm not going to display on the television. May I display this part briefly? Sure. Thank you. You see that, gentleman?
I do, sir.
Is that the photograph that you received?
Yes.
Is that what you referred to on direct examination with Mr. Lally about receiving a photograph from Mr. Yannetti?
Correct.
And then your response was what?
I hate that man. I truly hate that man.
This is great.
Actually, your response was, I'm going through his retarded client's phone right now, correct?
Yes, after the picture, sir, yes.
Look at that.
The retarded client.
There she is.
I was referring to Ms. Reed, again, unprofessional language.
I'm asking who you were referring to.
Ms. Reed.
Got an explanation. Who was it you were referring to as retarded?
Miss Reed.
Karen Reed, the woman sitting to my left.
Yes, sir.
The subject of your investigation as a professional, correct?
Yes, sir.
As an unbiased, objective investigator, the person that you were investigating, you referred to your bosses as retarded. Correct?
Again, poor language on my part.
Poor language is one way to put it. Completely offensive is another way to put it, right?
Objection.
I've got to sustain that, Mr. Jackson.
I've got to sustain that. You could tell Auntie Bev is disgusted by that too. She's like, I don't want to sustain that, but I mean, this guy's a piece of shit. That's just what she's thinking. This guy's a piece of shit.
After you referred to my client as retarded, then you decided to make a comment about Mr. Yannetti, her lawyer, correct?
Correct.
And what did you say about Mr. Yannetti again?
I hate that man. I truly hate that man.
I hate that man. I truly hate him, correct?
Correct.
You didn't say I dislike him, disagree with him. You said I hate him, correct?
Correct, sir.
That's a visceral response to someone who's just doing a job, correct?
Yeah.
Objection.
Exactly.
Sustained. You can ask it differently.
Yeah,
Sure.
she's
Let me
like,
ask it this way. Were you upset or annoyed or pissed off that Karen Reed had gotten representation, legal representation, to represent her?
No, not at all. That's all right.
oh yeah, then what's your problem?
Well, let me ask you this. In August of 2022, you said you absolutely hate it, correct?
Yeah, why?
I don't know if he used absolutely. I didn't use absolutely, sir.
You used truly, correct?
Truly, yes.
How do you feel about it now? Sitting right there.
I still have a chair for him now.
I'll let it stand.
Did you see Karen's face? Look at her face. Look what he said. Look at her face.
I didn't use absolutely, sir.
Watch
You
this.
used truly, correct?
Truly, yes.
How do you feel about it now? Sitting right there.
I still have a chair for him now.
I still don't care for him now. I couldn't believe how quickly he answered that. Like, why would he say that? Like when he said that answer, like, I still don't care for him now. Why not say, I have nothing against him. I was just venting. I'd never thought these text messages would become public. I don't really have anything against him. He's just doing his job. Why wouldn't he say that? Instead, he says, I don't care for him. Can you believe that? Like, why did he do that? And look at Karen's, watch her face here. Ready? Watch her reaction to this.
I'll let it stand.
She's like, this motherfucker really just said that. Wow. Can you believe that? David's like, dude, she's like, what a
What did you tell your colleagues that you were looking for as you sat at almost 10 p.m. at night on a Wednesday night, August 17th, 2022, looking through Karen Reed's phone?
I didn't tell them I was looking through anything. They knew I was going through Miss Reed's phone. I provided a inappropriate joke as an update. They knew I was going through location data, text messages, Google searches. But like I mentioned earlier, I had stuck.
Except for Proctor, none of that really professional sounding stuff ended up in your comments to your bosses, did it?
Again, it was a poor joke.
Is that yes or no?
It did not know.
It did not. No nudes so far, correct?
No nudes so far.
When you said that to your bosses,
Your bosses.
Yes, sir.
Your bosses. Not good.
you were looking for naked photographs of Miss Reed on a Wednesday night
Find
as
any?
you sat in your office at 9:44 p.m., correct?
No, not correct.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked for naked photos of a male suspect that you were investigating?
You have
I don't
now.
look for naked photos on anyone's
Yes,
phones.
you have.
But you said you were looking for nudes of Miss Reed.
Like I said, Mr. Jackson, it was an inappropriate joke.
Oh, it's an inappropriate joke.
So this is a citizen. She's a woman. You were supposed to be objectively investigating. Does your text message to your colleagues and Massachusetts State Police reflect an objective investigation of a citizen?
Objection.
You can get part of that question and ask again.
Do you believe that your text messages were reflective of an objective investigator?
Objection.
I'll allow that. Do you believe that, Trooper Proctor?
I believe poor jokes have, in unprofessional language, have no bearing on the integrity and the facts and physical evidence of this case.
It's not that they don't have any bearing on the facts and integrity. It's that they have no place in a professional investigation because it shows bias, right?
Objection.
So I have to sustain that as asked.
I
Go ahead
have
and ask
to
it differently,
sustain
Mr.
that.
Jackson.
She's liking this. She's like,
You weren't
not
so much as
liking.
objectively investigating Karen Reed
Here it is.
as objectifying her.
Yes,
correct?
there's the line.
I'll allow that.
Is that right?
Rephrase the question, please.
You weren't so much as objectively investigating her
That's such a
as
good line.
objectifying her
That's such a good
in those
line.
moments, correct?
He was waiting for that one. He was waiting for
Again,
that
Mr.
one.
Jackson, it was a poor choice of words and a joke that I should not have texted out. But from the start of the investigation, we didn't know what we had.
And your, Trooper Proctor, your point in saying no nudes so far to your colleagues in Massachusetts State Police was to suggest that you were looking for nudes and you'd update them when you found them.
Yeah.
Correct?
Incorrect.
We'll let you know.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you find any nudes of
Again,
Karen Reed?
I didn't go through the photo, sir.
Did you find any nudes of Karen Reed?
I didn't go through the photo, sir.
You were successful in your quest.
I came across text messages from Miss Reed to another attorney on January 29th, so I had to stop looking through her phone.
So you got sidetracked before you could get to the naked pictures of Miss Reed. Is that what you're saying?
Sustained.
Yeah, I got
To be clear, for your conduct in sending that text message,
Objection.
Where you at?
So
your text messages included, as we said, as you said, not one but two of your supervisors, correct?
Did you get in trouble?
Were you ever reprimanded for your conduct
Nope.
in sending that text message?
Nope.
Objection.
so that's sustained. Do we need to go to sidebar based on what you told me earlier?
We do not.
Okay, so
I'll ask it a different way.
okay.
Did either Trooper Fanning or Trooper Buchanan dress you down in a responsive text message in that text thread for doing something so abhorrent as looking for nudes or referring to nudes of a female suspect or subject of your investigation?
We're almost done.
Did that ever happen?
Not that I can recall.
Mr. Unetti, didn't it?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. Is that right?
Objection.
I'll allow this, but not too many.
Sure.
Retarded.
Is that correct? It's on the top of page
Yes, sir.
685.
That's correct.
And your Buchanan liked that comment.
Your
Funny, I'm
Buchanan
going through his
liked
retarded client's phone.
Yeah, he did.
I see you laughed at an image here, sir.
I'm surprised they didn't ask
I can't tell
Buchanan
if he
about this.
liked that comment, sir.
He did.
Can I approach?
Yes.
He did. You want to see it?
Like what?
The going through his retired client's phone, sir.
Yeah.
Can I approach? Yes. I'll take my copy.
There you go.
Use of your authority and power as you were going through her phone in August of 2022?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Was it an abuse?
No, I had a warrant signed by a district clerk, Stone District clerk, to go through Ms. Reed's phone. I don't think it was an abuse of power. I had every right to go through that phone.
Did the warrant say anything about looking for nudes of my client?
Objection.
Did it
Making a joke.
No,
say anything about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, next question.
So that would be an abuse of the power that was given to you by the court, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
The investigation and the investigator have to be fair. They have to be impartial. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that the investigation has to be free of conflicts, right?
Yes, sir.
The investigator has to be free of conflicts, right?
Yes.
The investigation has to be free of bias. Is that right?
Correct.
You can't be biased against the person that you're investigating. That would compromise the entire thing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Basically, you follow the evidence. You're supposed to follow the evidence wherever it takes you, right?
Correct.
Good or bad, top to bottom, just follow the evidence and report it back.
Yeah, just follow
That's how
it.
an investigation is supposed to be run, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And these are things that you learn early on at Massachusetts State Police Academy and then in your detective training. Isn't that right?
It is.
Literally, it's part of an oath that you took at the academy that you will, quote, faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent on you as a Massachusetts State Police trooper, right?
Yes, sir.
You swore that oath.
I did.
When you start an investigation, everybody in that investigation should be treated exactly the same. Don't you believe that's true?
Correct.
Everybody, have you ever heard the phrase, everybody's a suspect until they're not? Right?
Objection.
Sustained.
It's especially important early in an investigation, before all of the facts are known, that the investigator is not compromised by bias, prejudice, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Most important early in the investigation, because that's when the most things are up in the air. There's the cloud, the fog of not knowing exactly what the truth is. In this case, it's exactly what you did, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
All right, Mr. Jackson, why don't we end for today?
All right, so there we go. So that they end with the bias, and that's where they're going to pick up tomorrow, and it's going to be dope. We're getting a little late. It's 11:42, so let me read some turtle chats here before we forget. And I didn't even get to the thing that Liz Proctor filed in court today. Maybe should we do a show tomorrow night? Should we do a show? No, Celtics are on. I feel like I got to do I got to talk to you people about this. Maybe we'll see. The impromptu, we'll see. Anyway, let's read some turtle chats here. Okay. Jen sends $10 says, tomorrow's my birthday and Jackson lighting up Proctor is the best gift I could ever have asked for. Let's fucking go. I can't wait. Happy birthday, Jen. Brian sends $20 says his wife still backs this clown and tries to justify his bad behavior. Just because you have a tough job doesn't mean you're able to be a piece of shit. I know. It's just the way she says, we're a law enforcement family. Shut the fuck up. You're a badge bunny. That's all you are. You want to ride cop dick. That's all you ever wanted to do, Elizabeth Proctor. That's all you are. A pig. You ride pigs for a living. You just want to tell people, my husband's a cop. I back the blue every day. I just hope he comes home and he doesn't get shot. Bitch, your husband works on Schaumburg Street. He goes to the murder after the murder's over and looks around and shit. He's not like a real cop out on the streets. He's not Roman fucking Roxbury catching stray bullets and shit. No, your man wears a suit and tie to work every day. He's a disgrace. He's a corrupt piece of shit. You just want to be, you're a badge bunny pig. That's all you are, Elizabeth Proctor. You're nothing. Like, you just want to be seen as a cop's wife. And I got bad news for you. I got real bad news for you. You ain't going to be a cop's wife for much longer. You're not going to be able to tell everyone, I'm a law enforcement family. No, you ain't going to be. Because this motherfucker, your husband's getting fired. They are going to throw this motherfucker under the bus. I don't know if you could tell this yet. They are done with him. You got Sue O'Connell, NBC, tweeting out shit at the governor, saying, why hasn't she commented on this? We have a feminist, short-haired, lesbian governor, okay? A liberal. There's only so much public outrage she could take. And this, my friend, is not going to go over well with the ladies. Done. They can't wait to throw your cop husband, your fake cop husband under the bus tomorrow. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Can't wait. Thank you. Danielle sends $25. Says 2 things. Proctor lied when he said Dayton police got to the feds, got to the Reeds first, and don't the texts appear to have some missing. He and Courtney's conversation doesn't always make sense. It's like there's missing texts in between. I'd have to re-listen. A lot came at me. Thank you, Danielle. Bukkaki's creepy head sends $10 and says Trooper Proctor's going to have a leaky balloon knot after he drops the soap in federal prison. I know, the irony. He's going to jail, Lizzie. He's going to jail. You should too. Rob sends $25 and says, in light of Proctor's testimony and Lizzie's proud defense of him, can we all refer to Lizzie as Mrs. Balloon Knot or Mrs. Leaky Balloon Knot, just to remind her of what a great husband she has, asking for a friend? Absolutely. All right, Richard White sends $10. Says Proctor is the only leaky balloon knot in the entire case. What a damn loser. Hashtag free Karen Reed, justice for John O'Keefe. Totally agree with that one. I'm outraged since 25. It says, Turtle Boy, did you see the clip from the Channel 5 today with Paula, Evan, and Nancy Grace? You cracked the case wide open, and I can't believe there are people like Nancy Grace and Wacky Wendy. Let me guess. Nancy believes the police didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, that's why people are, hope Nancy Grace gets involved. Why? She's a fucking joke. Justice for Officer John O'Keefe and free Karen Reed. Thanks for all you've done. Thank you. I'm outraged. Let's see. Tracy sends, let's see. Tracy sends $20 and says the Traverse insignia on John O'Keefe is on the wrong side. It appears on the left. Okay, thank you very much. Holly sends $10. Says, what's up with Trooper Michael Proctor's breathing? Is he that scared? Yes. What a pussy bitch he is. This shit show is unreal. Renee sends 25. Says, we'll be there on the 28th. And hopefully I get to meet you. Love everything you've done for this case. I think I read that one already. No, I haven't. We got $10 from Jack W. Says, hey, Aiden, missed the beginning of the stream due to being on a flight, so I had to check out. Did you see Jen got busted on Reddit? Aussie Insider posted the evidence. I heard something about that. Haven't had a chance to look into it. Thank you. Kerry sends $10. Says, I've searched everywhere for the beige Turtleboy hat. How can I get it? Is it not in the store? We'll have to put that back in the store. Thank you, Kerry. Michaela sends $25 and says, free Karen Reed. Thank you. Jen sends $25. Says, I'd love to see the rest of the video you were sharing of your arrest. I cannot believe they did that to you just for doing your job. You know, I will share those events. Like, I'll just share them on YouTube. I'll just make a video. I'll just upload them to YouTube. They're fucking nuts, some of these videos. All right, thank you. Next one. Steve sends $10. Says, you're a goddamn rock star. This case is staying law enforcement across the Commonwealth. Keep it up, Doc. Thank you very much. PTSD Blue Healer sends 10 and says the tow truck driver closed the car door twice in the Sallyport before snow fell. Karen hit John's car once. So what's your point, Lally? Good point. Ty Webb sends $10 and says, thanks for the award-winning journalism. As far as the warrant for the phones in the vehicle, the police would not need a warrant to seize them. They would only need reasonable suspicion. They would, however, need a warrant to search them. I also love hearing Alan Jackson say a parrot when referring to the magical person appearing in the Sallyport video. Anyway, I like to talk more, but I'm polishing off the last of Jameson Ginger. Thank you, Ty. Aaron sends 10 and says, broken piece of taillight would have been pushed inside and fallen behind the remaining intact taillight. Would not have fallen on the ground. That's what I thought. Barbie Story sends $10 and says, did Dougal paint John O'Keefe's car? I have no way to confirm that. I've heard rumors about that, but I can't confirm that. D sends $8 and says, here's another Tulsa turtle. Nice. Every person out there can only pray that someone would take up their cause if only they were Karen Reed's formerly dire position. Victory, however, is now in sight. Thanks, Turtle Boy, for everything. Thank you very much. Danielle sends $10 and says, watching these videos is infuriating. Hope you're able to get some restitution. You have an army out here that loves you. Oh, that's very kind of you, Danielle. You will not beat ever again. Thank you for all you do. I never felt alone in prison because I had so many messages from you guys every single day. when I was in there. I just knew that nobody was, you guys all knew this was fucked up. You all knew it was a lie. You all knew I was innocent, and you all knew I was a political prisoner. So you helped me get through that tough time. Thank you very much. Shannon sends $10 and says, I'm about 7 minutes behind tonight, but catching the school bus pursuit. I had just watched some of these on Microdots bringing Karen Reed content. I love hearing your commentary on these goons. Some of the worst cops ever. Can't believe they did this. They're scumbags abusing their privilege. Their oath doesn't mean shit to them. Free Turtleboy and Karen Reed. Thank you very much. Anthony sends $25. Says, happy birthday, Mom. Diana from Ogden, Illinois. All right. Laura sends $20 and says, Turtleboy is hot. Thanks for all you do. Stay sexy, doctor. Okay. Thank you, Laura. It's very kind of you. All right. Rebecca sends $25, says Jackson is going to, and I'm not lying. That was an actual, I'm not just saying that I just read what's in front of me. I did not make that up. They're going to be like, he made that up. It says it in the donation. It says it. Thank you, Laura. Rebecca sends 25, says Jackson's going to need a cigarette after he's done fucking Proctor tomorrow. Thank you for what you've done to bring this tragic story to light. My pleasure. Okay. And do we have any more here? Danielle sends another 10, says where Karen Reed have already contacted Yannetti on 129. So I've heard that that's not even true. That I remember talking to Karen Reed about this, about their whole theory. Cause after the fake victim told me that, I asked her about that. And she says, that can't be true, because there was a story behind it. Like when they seized her phone, I forget the whole story. And then she got a new phone. I don't think she had talked to Yannetti yet on that phone. I don't think she had talked to Yannetti yet on that phone. So I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, let's go on to the next one. The next one is from K. Smith. No, next one's from Patricia. Sends $25. Says happy to help the cause. Happy. Thank you very much. Okay, cool. Did I miss anyone? Did I get K. Smith? Oh wait, no, I already read that one. Okay, I think I got all those. Let me read some cash apps here. Bang through these. We have here Tammy sends $10 and says, hey Greg, you suck, toots. Hashtag free Karen Reed. All right. Sherry sends $5 and says, what did the jury look like when the text read? They were horrified. That's a really good question. And that's the beauty of being in there, is you get to see this reaction live in court. So I wrote down the demographics of the jury. Okay. White man, first one, white man, mid-40s, no glasses. Second one, white woman, early 60s with glasses. White woman, early 50s, glasses. White woman, early 30s, no glasses. White woman, late 50s, glasses. White woman, early 60s, brown hair and glasses. That's a theme. It's a lot of white women, and most of them are in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. And most of them they're all from Norfolk County, and Norfolk County is kind of like wealthy towns like Wellesley and Needham and, Brookline, Dover, Medfield, you name it. Go down the line there. Some nice towns. And you look at educated towns too. And they were not impressed. They are not impressed. They do not date men like Michael Proctor. It's a really diverse, like the county itself. I mean, there's like the blue collar. I wouldn't say blue collar, but like there's a reason all these guys are from like Dedham, Norwood, Stoughton. And then there's the real uppity towns of Norfolk County, like Wellesley and Brookline and Needham and Medfield and Dover. All right. And Millis. And you go down the line there. And then there's the more, and Braintree's a nice town, but it's bigger, and Weymouth. And there's more meatheads come from those areas. So I feel like this jury is consisted of educated, liberal. When you look at someone, you can tell they're a liberal. Like, I bet you there's not many Trump voters on this jury. I would just guess. I'm just guessing by looking at them. And they are not. They were horrified, shock and horror, like visual reactions. Like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. A lot of reactions like, oh my gee. And one of them, juror number 3, just goes, Jesus. Like, she just did that thing. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I swear to God, she mouthed, oh my God. So it was They were horrified. Like this is they were already voting not guilty, but now they're just voting not guilty even quicker. 0.0% chance. Yeah, there are no people of color on. Oh, there's 2 Asian guys. I don't know if that counts. So that there's 2 Asian dudes on the jury too. Yeah. And I don't think it's going to go over well with them. I don't think the Asian House comments that Matt McCabe had is going to go over well with them. Just saying. So that's a good question. Next one here, Cash App, is from, let's see, Pierpont sends 5 and says, I hope AJ asks Proctor, what are you proud of? That'll be objected to. Leslie sends $5 and says, what were they looking for in the house? My phones. They took 6 of my old iPhones that like I never throw out. And they're like, oh, he's a drug dealer. They took my phone. They went through my kids' underwear drawers and shit. It's fucking horrible. Emmy sends $15 and says, killing me. Can't flakes. Okay, thank you. Greg sends $5 and says, I can get Southern Braintree Function Hall. Yeah, I'll talk to you about that later, Greg. Thank you. And Jamie sends 911 and says, when did Lion Brian retire? About a year ago. Thank you very much. Love your guts. I appreciate that very much. Okay. Anyway, we could talk. It's getting kind of late. Jennifer Gillette also sends $50 and says, Daddy Turtleboy, I love your journalism style. I find it hilarious. You expose all these mofos for what they are. Fuck the haters. You're the man. Hashtag free Turtleboy. Hashtag Gemma Cave looks like a human skeleton. Agreed. All right. Anybody have any last minute questions? I'll save the whatchamacallit, the Lizzie Proctor shit for another time, because I think she's up to more shenanigans. Grant posted something, some anonymous complaint that was made or something. I'm almost positive Liz Proctor wrote it. I'm almost positive that Lizzie Proctor wrote that anonymous complaint. You look better now than the October arrest. Well, I was a little surprised. I didn't know he was going to be arrested. It's just, all right, I'll do it real quick. Just getting late. How many people do we still have watching this? I saw, what was the high tonight? Like 11.5 thousand? Fucking wild, dude. Wild. I mean, it's freaking midnight. We have 9.2 thousand people. Insane. Like this is apparently Grant posted this, like some complaint. It's wild. Like I'm not going to read this whole thing. We'll be here all night, but I'm writing to formally lodge a complaint against Mr. Aidan Kearney, a public figure currently released on bail, known by Dr. Turtleboy, correct. He's engaged in a series of actions that I believe not only violate the condition of his bail, but also constitute harassment, defamation, and intimidation. He's a controversial online figure who uses his platform to discuss and critique various public and legal matters. He's directed his attention towards a legal case involving Michael Proctor, a member of the state police union, and his wife, Elizabeth Proctor. His conduct has been characterized by derogatory comments, personal attacks, and the dissemination of inflammatory and harmful content. On June 11th, he tweeted, Mr. Kearney posted multiple tweets that personally attacked Mr. Michael Proctor and his wife, Mrs. Elizabeth Proctor. In one tweet, he accused Mr. Proctor of unprofessionalism and questioned why he was still employed, referring to him and his colleagues with derogatory terms such as animals. Specifically, he tweeted, the state police union has removed a statement defending Michael Proctor. Why are he and the others in that group text still employed, not suspended? How can anyone feel safe around these animals? She wants me to go back to jail because I called. So Lizzie Proctor wrote this. Clearly Lizzie Proctor wrote this because this whole thing, it's 4 pages long. And it's all about, oh my God, Elizabeth Proctor's a victim because Turtleboy is talking about her and he's on bail. Send that bad man back to jail. And this is what you do when you have power, when you have institutional power, when the cops are your personal play toy that you can use to incarcerate people who aren't nice to you, and you get to cost them their job. And when people go and leave negative reviews on your employer's Facebook page, they get 𝗫𝗄𝗃𝗃 shows up at their house, and Fanning shows up at their house, and Tully shows up at their house, and witness intimidation charges get filed against them. This entitled cunt. Elizabeth Proctor, I know you're watching. You are a cunt of the highest magnitude. You're a horrible person. You're going to burn in eternal hell. You're a horrible mother. Let's be clear about that. Just the worst mother ever. Ever. Those two boys of yours would be better off raised by wolves. Like straight up. Jungle Book style. Throw them in the woods. Throw them in the jungle. And they will grow up with a better moral compass than the way you are raising them. I feel so bad for them. So bad for them. But don't worry. Daddy, not Michael Proctor, new daddy, is going to teach them how to throw a spiral football on the weekends if you'd like. Okay? That's it. Anyway, goes on to say, in another tweet, he shared a screenshot of private messages exchanged involving Mrs. Proctor in which she responds defensively to a provocative question, further inciting public disdain against her. He tweeted, if a teacher said what Michael Proctor said, they would be suspended and fired. Why are police held to a lower standard than teachers? Yeah, what's wrong with that? Comparative statements. Mr. Kearney has repeatedly drawn comparisons between the standards applied to teachers and those applied to police officers, suggesting Mr. Proctor should be held to the same standard and implying his current employment is unjust. Yes! These statements not only disparage Mr. Proctor, but also attempt to undermine public trust in the legal and law enforcement systems. Oh, no, not undermining trust in the law enforcement systems. We can't have that. Oh, no. You know who else undermines trust? Michael Proctor himself. He's done a tremendous job of that on his own. Bro, they want to put me in jail for this shit. This is wild. These actions could constitute harassment. No, they could not ever, Elizabeth. They could never constitute harassment. Ever. I mean, this goes on. It's 4 pages long. Mr. Kearney's bail conditions include stipulations against harassment. No, they don't. I mean, I haven't harassed anyone. Who am I harassing by tweeting out my belief that Michael Proctor should be fired? Oh, wait. It's harassment if you undermine the police, I guess, if you don't blindly trust them. Defamation or contacting specific individuals involved in ongoing legal cases. I haven't done any of that. And I don't have any stay away orders either. His recent actions on social media could be in direct violation. The aggressive and targeted nature of his posts suggest an intent to harass and intimidate the Proctor family, potentially impacting the legal proceedings and causing significant emotional distress. Okay. So, I mean, the emotional distress. Notice they don't say like physical harm or anything like that. They always say emotional. Harass and intimidate. Oh, the Proctor families they're victims here. Okay. Use of offensive language. Mr. Kearney's tweets often include offensive and inflammatory language. Oh, no. For instance, he publicly referred to Mr. Proctor's private messages as, quote, texting his wife waiting to lock this whack job, which not only exposes private communications, but also frames them in a highly negative and prejudicial light. She's saying that it's offensive for me to quote Michael Proctor's text messages, which were in court. That's in and of itself is inflammatory. Simply for quoting Proctor's own text, this cunt reported me to someone. She wants me to go to jail for that. No, this is not granting. I mean, Krusty Panties might be behind it a little, but it's Elizabeth Proctor too. She's behind this. In his tweets, Mr. Kearney has made several personal attacks on Mrs. Proctor, including accusations that she uses her children as human shields. She does, like Hamas, to protect her husband from criticism. He tweeted, Elizabeth Proctor uses her children as human shields to deflect criticism of her husband. She even trivializes children with cancer to gain sympathy. Disgraceful. Such statements are not only unfounded, but deeply personal and damaging. Oh, poor baby. Oh, Mr. Kearney's actions have not only targeted individuals directly, but have also caused significant public uproar. Through his extensive online presence, he's mobilized a wide network of followers, many of varying degrees of mental instability. The inflammatory nature of his content can incite extreme reactions. I shouldn't be able to speak because my followers are mentally unstable. So I don't have any First Amendment rights anymore. Concerns about my mental well-being. Given his behavior and significant influence he holds over his followers, there's serious concerns regarding his mental well-being. His actions and rhetoric are characteristic of a cult leader. This might be crusty. Using his platform to manipulate and control a vulnerable audience. The potential for Mr. Kearney to incite violence on or other harmful actions among his followers is alarming, and his own mental state should be evaluated to ensure he is not a danger. Oh, yeah, not protected speech. Mr. Kearney may argue his statements are protected under the First Amendment. Yeah. However, his actions clearly cross the line, into unprotected speech such as harassment. Again, you can't harass people if you're not contacting them and causing true threats. It's caused true threats. No true threats. Threats, don't do that. And defamation, that's a civil thing, not a criminal thing. Again, been sued before, never lost. The Supreme Court consistently held speech that incites imminent lawless action, which mine is not, constitutes true threats, haven't, or involves defamatory statements, haven't, is not protected by the First Amendment. Okay, he should be subject to legal scrutiny and appropriate sanctions. Oh, yeah. I, an anonymous individual, will be monitoring all key figures who make public threats or engage in harassment online. It is essential to ensure that Mr. Kearney, along with anyone else involved in similar activities, is held accountable to prevent further harm to victims of such behavior. His persistent online harassment has caused significant emotional distress to the individuals targeted by his posts, particularly Mr. Michael Proctor and Mrs. Elizabeth Proctor, who others may be subject to his attacks. His behavior has created a hostile environment that exacerbates the stress and challenges faced by these individuals in ongoing legal battles. Moreover, Mr. Kearney's actions have potentially influenced public perception, prejudicing the legal process and undermining the integrity of the judicial system. Requested action. All right, what do you want to do with me? I request that they take the following actions. Review his activities. Conduct a thorough investigation in his social media activities to assess whether they constitute a violation of the bail conditions. Right. If he's found in them, consider imposing additional restrictions on his online activities. Oh, yeah, take away my internet. If warranted, take appropriate legal action to hold him accountable, which may include bail revocation. Oh, send me back to jail. Give him a mental health evaluation. Provide necessary protections for support for the Proctor family. Yeah, take away his internet. That bad man. The actions of Mr. Kearney have not only caused personal harm to the individuals targeted, but have broader implications for public trust in the legal system and law enforcement. It's imperative such behavior be addressed promptly and effectively. Oh my God. Okay. So that's that. This is actually apparently a thing filed. Of course, it's going to go nowhere. They're just going to laugh at it. But think of how much time they spend doing this shit. Imagine if they had jobs. Imagine if they just did that instead, or just not acted like scumbags. That's also an option as well. Okay. Anyone else have any other questions before we call it a night? My mic, it's the computer mic, so it's fine. This mic is for show. I'm glad you like the complaint. It was yeah, they're really fearing. Okay. Anybody else? 21,000 on this live page. I know it's wild, dude. All right, guys. Turtleboy gave me the sads. I can't wait for tomorrow. Let's get in there. It's Michael Proctor Day tomorrow, and that's gonna be Brian Tully Day. We need to fuck. Alan Jackson time. Raw dog these motherfuckers. Let's go. I'll see you guys at court tomorrow. And I can't wait to watch this go down. It's all happening. Free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy, justice for John O'Keefe. Let's fucking go. Peace, Turtle Riders.